everyone, and welcome to this week's session of Guildmates of Ravnica, a viewer game where you can come and take part if you just send me a DM on Twitter. Talking of Twitter, check out our social links. There is the Twitter link, also our Discord where you can come and be part of a safe, inclusive community where you can talk about TTRPGs and all the other wonderful things that we do over there. Also, we have lots of other things as well. We have a Patreon. We just had a new article go up yesterday on our Patreon about New Year's resolutions in gaming and how the Scraticus Academy can help you achieve your TTRPG goals. So go and check that out. It's a good read. Like it if you like it, so that I know you guys are reading it and liking it. That's helpful. You know, it's a free thing. I don't want to do it if you guys aren't enjoying it. Merch. Check out the merch. It's over on Redbubble. You can get a crest on your chest. It's a good thing. Also, we have sponsors in Bird in the Storm Publishing. If I can spell bird, I can. Bird in the Storm Publishing create content for D&D and other TTRPGs. Let me just put my teeth back in. D&D and other TTRPGs. We played Clearing the Midnight World over Christmas. It was good fun. You should go and check it out. It's on YouTube. Also, we are sponsored by Mayhem Press. I see Justin sitting in chat. Oh, hi, Justin. Mayhem Press, they created the Dark Matter Alpha, a sci-fi expansion for D&D 5e, so you can go and play D&D in space if you would like to. We do on Thursdays at 10 PM, and that is available on YouTube if you want to catch up as well. Also, we have a tweet. Every 10 retweets will grant us a role on Kyle's very own table of minor magical effects. Every 10 retweets, we're in about 5 at the minute, so every 10 retweets we'll get something else there. Also check out our panels where you can find arasavad.com, tabletoploot.com and ruinc.com. You can get discount codes on all of those using Scraticus Academy discount codes, between 10 and 15%. And also, Our artist, Ambly, our wonderful artist. Check out our artist, Ambly. She's got a panel down there as well. She does most of our posters and overlays. Kyle, why don't you introduce everyone, and I'll stop talking.
Okay. You talking is way better than me talking, so I won't talk.
You've got that dulcet sort of like... I listened to myself back the other day, and I was just like, oh, damn, I'm so squeaky. Yeah.
I would not describe your voice as squeaky.
It's squeakier than I imagine it to be, you know?
Okay.
Everyone hears it differently for your head. Hi, I'm Sir Stalwart. I'll be DMing this series, and today in particular. Welcome to Ravnica. Ravnica is a world from Magic the Gathering lore, a crossover with Wizards of the Coast, because they own properties now. So, Ravnica is an entire world covered in cityscape, and it is great. It's predominantly run and functioning from 10 guilds, 10 separate guilds, each with their own original purpose. They tend to veered away from a lot of those purposes over the years, with their own individual perspectives on life in general and each of the other guilds. So some are good, some are bad, some are both, most are at least both. So there's no black and white here. But today we will be, once again, all members of the Boros Legion, which is the functioning military force of Ravnica. They cover everything from large military actions, if there's like, interstellar battle or whatever coming to Ravnica, or even the lowly beat cops. Now they're also, Azorius is also a guild that handles some police force stuff, but for real, the Boros Legion is the meat and potatoes of the force that's being used in Ravnica. So before we get into the narrative, let's go and meet each of our characters. So we will start with our new characters that are joining us this week. So yes, can you, Jasper? Can you tell us a bit about Solon? Yourself, Solon?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm Mythic Orange on Twitter. I'm from Slovenia, and that's enough about me. Solon is a 38 years old human from Ravnica. He's just very recently joined the Legion due to understaffing in the Guildmates department. He's talented with magic, so they just trained him as a fighter a little bit and sent him onto the front lines. He doesn't take it begrudgingly, but he's not as much of a fanatic as the other guild mages are.
Okay, excellent. So he's really into it, but not over the top. Okay, cool. Yeah, total Legion loyalist, I'm sure. Okay, so let's see. Tis Alien, Evanescence, can you tell us about Snooderson?
Yes, hello. I'm Tiz_aliens on Twitter, and today I will be playing Snooderson G. Carnegie, who's a goblin that was raised by knights. He has since taken it upon himself to become the most fervent supporter of the guild, and he's a paladin who has taken the oath of the conquest. He doesn't really like it when people disagree with him because he's always right in his own mind, so...
Yes, nothing more pleasant to deal with than a goblin who's always right.
Yeah, but he's only like 2'11", so he's quite easy to manage if he gets out of hand.
He's just a wee goblin. Okay, cool. Sizzy, can you tell us, Nairi, can you tell us about Sizzy, who's back after a week sabbatical?
Yeah, so Sizzy Fizzlebrass is also a goblin. She's a gunslinger who grew up into the fighting lifestyle, and through the teachings of her parents, and through them passing, she took it upon herself to serve the Legion as loyally and as well as she can, to honor her predecessors and be as good as them, and in hopes that she might make them proud wherever they are.
Okay, awesome. Another Legion loyalist. Good. Okay, and last but not least, Scrack, can you tell us about our returning Instaluce?
Instala luce sanitatum. It means cleansing of the stars, I believe. At least that's what my parents told me. I am a dragonborn, a white dragonborn, and my achievements include being devoured by a plant and destroying it from the inside out, and solving a mystery.
That you did, yes, that you did. You guys did. You pulled it off right at the end last week. That was beautiful,
Yes,
very beautiful.
When I say solved, I mean everyone survived, and that's the important thing, right?
Mostly everyone survived, sure. Yeah. Mm-hmm. The important people did, so that's good.
Just a couple of deaths. Mostly worked it all out.
Yes. Yeah. You got out of there alive. That's important. And you saved Jennings too, and that's an accomplishment because everybody loves Jennings.
I wish we hadn't saved Jennings.
So, I guess without further ado, we will get to it. So, this week you have been missioned by Commander Yasmin to go to a Rakdos cult building, some kind of building of theirs. It's been undetermined what the function is, but their word on the wind is that they have gotten a hold of some artifact that needs to be out of their hands, or it could cause immense damage to a large section of the city. You guys will be in Precinct 3, and it just would not be good if they were to figure out or they already know and implement the use of this artifact weapon type thing. And your point of contact for this, Instaluce and Sizzy, has been Solon, and he is he was waiting for you outside this Rakdos building. He is somewhat of a guild mage for the Boros, and he's kind of well versed in Rakdos, in particular Rakdos activities, and a little bit of a surveillance guy, decent warrior from what you hear. But Snooderson, you will already have met up with Solon prior to these two showing up. Unfortunately, the first part of the mission went pretty well. I mean, you all met outside this Rakdos building, a large stone building. It looks like it could have been some kind of academy at one point. But it's you can see lights coming from the inside, candle lights and some other types of colored glowing lights. And you can hear, even from the outside, the sounds of laughter and cackling, and also the sound of wind blowing. So up until you get about 20 feet from the building, between like the 100 feet and 20 feet mark, it just, all you hear is wind blowing. You don't feel it. There's not a physical wind blowing. You just hear the best guess is that's to dampen the sound coming from the building, so that those passing by were not to hear the particular sounds that come from the building. Who knows? So you all approach the building, and Solon, you meet your point of contact, who is supposed to be a informant in the Rakdos building. He's a non-guild affiliated fellow by the name of Tamden. And you go in and you meet the doorman, and the doorman escorts you down a set of stairs where you're supposed to go down to meet Tamden. Unfortunately, as soon as you start going down the stairs, you see these little statues. They look like little imps or gargoyles, something of the sort. These little statues are about every 2 feet on each side, and they're like smiling little imps. And then you get about half a dozen statues down in the stairs, and this mist starts coming out of the statues' mouths. All four of you get very, very tired. So tired that you just kind of roll down the steps, fall asleep, and roll down the steps. So that brings us up to now. This will be when you're waking up from said sleepiness. And let's see, who wakes up first? Snooderson. We'll say Snooderson wakes up first. Snooderson, you're opening your eyes. You're starting to get your memory back. It's very dim in here. You can see a large candelabra off to your right. in your peripheral vision, and you're starting to come to into a warm, kind of incense-smelling room. You blink your eyes a couple times, and you see an upside-down goblin face in front of you. Sizzy, you wake up, and same thing. You smell the incense burning, and you see an upside-down goblin face in front of you. Sizzy and Snooderson, you two are waking up to see each other, but upside down in your perspectives. And you look around, and you see, Sizzy, you see that Snooderson is hanging upside down from chains from the ceiling, and you are chained the whole way around and standing right up, kind of restrained at the moment.
Am I leaned against anything, or am I just standing up?
You're just standing up. There's like, the chains are bolted to the floor, so you're just kind of stuck there, chains wrapped all around you. And Snooderson, the chains are pretty taut. There's also a plate that the chains run up to that is bolted into the ceiling.
I think as soon as I see what's going on, I go, Sizzy, why are you hanging upside down? That's not my Russian accent, just so you know. I don't want you to be mad at me. I changed my accent. I'm not doing the Russian accent. Just so you know.
I swear.
That was not my attempt. Sizzy, why are you hanging upside down?
I could say the same thing to you.
Oh, no. Can I see anyone else as I'm like...
Take a look around. Perception check, please. As you can move a little bit. You're not completely devoid of movement. A 10. Okay. You're able to crane your head to the left enough to see that there is what looks to be a coffin over to the far left.
Ooh.
And you can see the head of Instella Luce coming out of that seems to be water of some sort in that coffin. You can just see his head above the water.
I'm just going to start hollering. I'm just going to go, Lucha! Lucha! Lucha!
Looks like we got a new friend.
Instella Luce, I think it's about time for you to wake up as well. So you wake up smelling incense, hearing somebody yell for you, and you can't really move. And as you blink open your eyes and you look down, there's some kind of like jello-like liquid holding you down in this coffin trough type ordeal.
Oh no, not again. Good morning.
No, good morning.
Oh.
We are still missing one. Where is the other party member?
Can I look around?
Quick, can you spin me in my chain to see if I can see everything?
Yes. Instella Luce, you, as much as you, I mean, this is a typical Wednesday for you, I guess. But you start to blink a little more and get the day into your, or whatever period of time it is right now, but start to become more aware. And you look across. This trough is quite long. Snooderson couldn't turn quite far enough to see that at the other end of this probably 9-foot trough, there is another head poking out of the liquid that you're sitting in. Solon, you also start to awaken, and you see in front of you at the other end of this trough, Instella Luce's head coming out of the liquid. And to your right, far to your right, you can move your head pretty much full view. Your far right, you see Snooderson chained to the ground, and you see Sizzy chained to the ceiling. You're definitely in that same Rakdos building that you would come down the stairs.
Oh, this is disconcerting, my friends. Are there any markings that I could see, like ritualistic symbols painted in blood, or I don't know?
There are.
I love where your brain goes straight away.
It's the classic decor for this type of
I just want to establish if I'm in a holding pen or if things have already started, because I'm neck deep in a liquid, so I'm just frantic.
Yeah, no, totally. I'm there with you. I'm there.
So yeah, you know where you're at. You know what goes on in these types of places. You look around, and besides the devices used to hold all four of you in place, you see. We'll actually do a perception check, because it's pretty dim in here. You have one candelabra, and you have a few sconces with some small torches in it. 18, good. So at the far right, your right of the room, past the goblins, you see a velvet lounge couch, which is kind of a chair, and it just sort of like a psychologist you would see at a psychologist's office. So you see like a lounging couch, and you also see three seats that the backs of the seats are very decorative. They come up, they look like a flower, and then at the top they all hook like talons at the top. But they also look pretty comfy. So three of those right behind a lounge chair, as though they were set slightly above it to look down upon it. Other than that, the room is pretty devoid of details.
Can I try and move a little bit? I want to try and make a little jello angel. Just more to see if I've got movement than anything else. I'm just trying to do that little bit just to see if I've got freedom of movement.
Sure. Yeah, you can move around a little bit. I would put it akin to what maybe you'd feel like in quicksand or concrete before it dries. What you're in seems to be super heavy, but it's not unmovable. You are in just the
long dragonborn's tongue and just jello.
Okay. Can you do a con save as you dab the
That's
strange...
why you don't lick the jelly.
I've always quite enjoyed jelly.
It's like coffin cheese.
What is coffin cheese?
I don't know. I don't want to know. Don't ask these questions. Oh dear. I got a 9.
Not enough to cause you to retch, but right on that threshold of wanting to vomit whatever last thing you ate up. But yeah, not very good. More, I think like burning tires and lilac. Yeah, it was some good flavors like that. You don't have to.
Very nice.
You don't have to dwell on it too much, because the door slams open, and I think everyone but Instel Luce, because you can't turn your head the whole way around. It comes from behind you, and the door slams open, and Sizzy, Snooderson, and Solon, triple S, you three can see a rather stout and plump goblin waddle in the door. And he's wearing a belly shirt, and he's carrying a looks to be a large, probably 1.5-foot candy cane, but it doesn't have the stripes. It's a solid black color. And he comes in and he's, they're awake. And he turns around and he runs out the door.
Wait, before he does, I want to yell in Goblin, "Get back here! I fight you! I'll kill you! Who are you? Let me go!"
Okay. You yell to him, and you hear him down the hall. They're awake! Ah!
Just one quick question. How far are Snoot and Sizzy from me?
From you, probably about 6 feet. 6 feet to the right of you.
6 feet. I would like to cast Mage Hand and try and undo one of their knots or bindings.
Ooh, nice. Is it only verbal?
Verbal and somatic. So I have to make a gesture, but I would assume it's a very small gesture, essentially in the wrist.
Can you make the gesture with your head? Can you be like...
I could try.
how about can you roll a strength check to see if you can get your wiggle free enough to start your little semantic?
Okay, can I do a counter proposal for a dexterity check trying to dislocate a thumb or something like that? Because I'm very flexible but not very strong.
We begin with the constant dex, strength, athletics, acrobatics debate that is playing tabletop role-playing for
scholars have spent years
Strength
on
check.
the subject. Well, for this particular instance, I would say strength because you're being held like you're in whatever 58 pounds of peanut butter right now. Being dex isn't going to help you much to get your hands out.
That was a saving throw. Just count it as -3, please, whichever it was.
Oh, okay. So you try to move your hands, and much like in Stella Luce, your head is really the only thing that has free motion. Everything else is very, very tough. You feel move a little bit, just a little bit inside there, but as far as having enough movement to do anything semantic, not at the moment.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Can I do something as a little test?
Sure.
I don't want to use my full breath weapon, okay? But my breath weapon is cold damage. So what I'd like to just do a little test is if I freeze a little bit of the jello, does it expand like water? Or does it contract like other materials?
Okay, so you'd like to
Just
give a half frost breath.
yeah, just a little.
Just a little. All right. Boy, how about do an Arcana check as you focus without giving a whole blit. You focus your breath spit. Oh, look at that. Okay.
Nat 20, and I'm really good at it.
So you expertly just kind of give it your breath unweapon, and you see that you freeze a portion about this big of the jello like liquid in front of you. It seems to freeze over as though water would.
So it expands slightly.
It's within your licking and or headbutting reach, so it's like right in front of you, right about here.
Well, now, Solon, there's a chance that this may harm us, but I believe if I freeze the entire jello coffin, it might expand enough to make the coffin weak, so we can break out. How does that sound to you?
It might also crush us, friend.
No, it's expanding. Look at this little section. See, it's getting bigger. It won't constrict around us. We'll be mostly safe, just very cold.
I defer to your judgment, friend. And I visibly start shaking just a little bit, ever so slightly.
Very confident. I'm very good at Arcana, you see.
By all means, friend, go right ahead.
I would like to use my breath weapon on. Oh, hang on. Is it my breath weapon? Or I've got something that does just freeze ice. I think. Didn't I do that last week or the week before or something? Yeah, mm-hmm. I've got the whole sleet storm thing.
Oh, the sleet storm you did in the inside of the plant. You have that as long as it's only verbal components, you're good.
Oh yeah, like it doesn't even damage us. All it'll do is make us prone. So yeah, I'm gonna cast Sleet Storm, focused on the Jello. Not focused on the Jello actually. Focused a little bit off from the Jello, so that the Jello's in the radius, but we're not unnecessarily freezing Snooterson and Sizzy.
Okay. The only thing with Sleet Storm is you need semantic and material components too.
Yes, I do. I didn't think of that.
But you don't for your breath weapon.
But hang on, my components are a few drops of water. Could I get away with a bit of Jello between the fingertips?
That you could. The only problem is that you can't do the YMCA semantics needed to. Semantics are like your hand.
Yeah. Okay.
We'll find a nodding spell.
Okay, in that case, I will just use my breath weapon.
Okay. Sizzy and Snooterson, what are you doing as you hear Stella Luce over there breathing, and then you see him breathe a little bit of ice, and he's like reeling back to really give it a good spew.
He's shooting it at himself and Salone, right?
Yeah, on the liquid that's holding them down.
Yeah, I don't care.
Okay.
I'm just kind of like letting myself gently waft upside down. I think to Sizzy, I'll say like in Goblin, I'll be like, oh, can you believe Goblin? Bah, worst. Bah.
Goblins, I swear, some of them just don't know how to not get themselves killed. And so to get this right, I'm the one on the ceiling and Snooterson's the one on the ground?
Yes, yeah. Your faces are probably 3 foot apart from each other. And
Okay.
staring deeply into each other's face.
Hi. No, being a tiny form that I am, like I'm trying to kind of struggle in my chains, and like, can I just sort of pull myself in and try and slip out of the chains somehow?
Sure, yeah. Go ahead and I'd say make an athletics check. No, you don't really need it, or acrobatics. I'll give it acrobatics because you are trying to squirm your way out of it. So either or, whichever one you choose.
Okay, cool. 14.
Yeah, as you try to pull your figure in and make it a little smaller and try to wiggle through these chains, you feel some of the outer layer of chains begin to loosen, like the ones around your shoulder just kind of slip to the side, and you feel you're a little bit looser than you were hanging upside down.
Okay. Oh my god, our goblin forms are amazing. Just do the same thing. Just pull yourself in, I guess.
Okay.
You can do the same, Snooterson.
I'll do acrobatics.
Oh,
Hell yeah.
Ooh, nice.
It's the noise that really did it.
Yes. That definitely did it. So yeah, you feel several of the probably dozen chains that are binding you down begin to loosen, and a couple of them you hear the clanging as they start to fall to the floor.
I want to try and like work my arm out so I can reach it down to Sizzy. Pull me.
Sure, yeah. 20, yeah. So you wiggle a whole arm free.
But her arm isn't out. Put my hand in your mouth and pull. Ah!
Start snapping at her hand. Bite my hand! Quickly! Okay,
I'm gonna keep trying to wiggle out as I like swim.
In my head, this is just what would happen if goblins tried to do Titanic. Like, take my hand.
We're a very orally tactile people, so
I'm very sure.
And Stella Luce.
The mouth is one of them.
And Stella Luce, as you finish your full breath attack at this trough of now iced Jello-like stuff, Solon, I guess
it's 2d6 damage, and I would say we're probably both inside it.
Well, but I don't think it's going to hurt you.
Okay.
Because you're shooting it away from yourself. So Solon, I guess roll, and Stella Luce, roll 1d6. Because it's not going to hurt most of Solon, it's just going to hit him in the face. That's all. Just in the face.
just a little bit on the face.
Just one of the most important parts of the body.
Yeah. Of course, it would be max damage. And Solon, you see the Dragonborn rear his head up and blast ice out, and you get a little bit of hope as you see the Jello-like liquid just start to flash freeze on the top. Unfortunately, it starts at the other end and works its way to you, and you do get quite a bit of ice flash in your face as well. Nothing that you can't shake off, but it stings. It stings a bit. You don't need to concentrate on it too much, because you and I guess all 4 of you can hear the sounds of chains, not unlike Sizzy and Snooterson's, sloshing their way down the hallway and towards the open door. And as you look over to see what's coming through, you see a very strange-looking woman, human-esque woman, walk through the doorway. She has several chains wrapped around her, and she is carrying several of them looped over her arm, as though it was she was holding a cloak wrapped around her arm. And she's coming in very poised, somewhat scantily dressed, but not too inappropriate. And she looks like she has the chains that she's wearing in places look to be stapled to her skin. And there you can see dried blood around the staples. And she comes in with long black hair that is half braided on the top, and the rest lays long around her shoulders and her back. And she comes in with very dark lipstick and quite a toothy, sharp grin as she smiles. Ah, I see you all awake. Oh, I've been waiting for this.
I'd like to pretend to be knocked out by the breath weapon.
Okay.
It just seems logical if I heard the trains.
Sure. Yeah, she's. I don't think you really need to right now, because she's just going to look at you and think you're awake. Think that you were sacrificed in an attempt to escape, but she doesn't seem too bothered about it. And she's, oh, look at you all very busy. My oh my, Nibbles, come Nibbles. And
like the sound of Nibbles.
you see the goblin come back in with his little black candy cane and his belly shirt, and I told you they're awake. I told you. Look at them.
Nibbles, embarrassing name for goblin.
You don't know what I've been through.
The goblin.
This is true. I concede that point.
In goblin, I look at him and I sort of like narrow my eyes and say, "It will be nothing compared to what we're gonna put you through."
Yeah.
Growl at him.
Sizzy, do a intimidation check, please.
Okay.
Can I help with that so she has advantage as I
Yeah,
also growl?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah. You have your hand up and you're.
Do you want me to roll as well, or just give her advantage?
I would just give her advantage.
Okay, cool.
I mean, unless you want to, but the 21's looking pretty good.
Let's keep the 21.
Thank you. Otherwise, that would have been a sad 9.
Okay. So he takes a couple licks off his black candy cane and then waddles behind the woman. Oh, look what you've done, you scared poor Nibbles. Oh, you've been very busy beavers. What are you doing in here?
I'm very sorry, but I'm lactose intolerant, and I'm going to cast Spike Growth. Not only on myself, the coffin, Solon, and everything else, so that she can't approach, but also so that she can't approach. But my hope is, here's where my weird brain's going, is that the spikes will spike through the ice, breaking everything up, so I can just.
Okay, very nice. That's like that meme with the kid who's doing all the. Okay. Very nice.
Thank you, Michael Wayne, who donates a reroll to disable. Oh boy.
So, all right, go ahead and do a strength check to see if you can. Now that everything's frozen, it's still heavy, but see if you can maybe wiggle free enough that you start dislodging some of the ice that you made to be able to use the semantic component of this spell. Ooh, nice. Okay, so you, the liquid is less fighting you now, so you're able to just kind of like little karate chop your hands to get enough room that you're able to maneuver inside of the now frozen liquid, enough to cast your semantic component to the spell. And you say you'd like the spike growth to be under you, stabbing into the trough, into the ice, as well as around you?
Yeah, it's a 20-foot radius, so I would like us to be within it, but then for it to be as close to her as possible whilst keeping us in it. It
Okay.
makes the area difficult terrain And anyone who moves into the area takes 2d4 piercing damage for every 5 feet it travels.
Okay, so 20-foot radius, you're probably looking at most of the entire room is getting it. Go ahead and make another Arcana check. Let's see if you're able to be precise enough to start putting it through the ice that you have made. Oh man, what again.
I'm really good at magic.
Wow, you never would have thought over the last 2 weeks, but damn. Okay, he's pulling out all the stops. Okay, so yeah, you put it everywhere. Sizzy, underneath you, you see these spikes start growing out of the floor. Snooderson, you see these spikes start growing out of the floor around you as you look down. And Luce, Solon, you feel the ice that you're trapped in now, not the ice on your face, but the ice that you're trapped in now, it starts to break free a little bit. You hear cracking underneath you. And in Luce, you also hear the cracking. You with that 20 strength roll, you're starting to get pretty free underneath the ice. You can't really tell from the top, so if she's like looking down at you, she's not going to be able to tell you're kind of free underneath. And you also feel the outside of the coffin trough type deal begin to you puncture the bottom of it with this as well. So you're fairly certain you could bust out given.
I'm now the sword in half person trick. Yeah, I'm just in the box like any second now. Any second now.
Yeah, and the woman freaks out at the sight of all the thorns. Oh, now which one of you did that? That is uncalled for. We don't behave like this in the Tickle room. My, you have no manners. Which one of you did?
We were just, hanging around or chilling, and, stuff just started happening.
I see you have been very busy. I offer my services. I try to take you in and take care of you, and this is how I get repaid.
This is how you take care of people?
Yes. I kept you from hurting yourself. You fell down the stairs. 2 more stairs and you could have been damaged. Thoroughly.
Do I feel damaged?
Maybe a little achy, but nothing too crazy. It's kind of hard to tell. I mean, you're tautly wrapped in chains at the moment. So it's hard to tell what's aching from you hanging upside down in chains for so long and what was done prior to.
Well, I'm just gonna sort of be like, it's kind of hard to tell with being upside down, with all the blood rushing through your head. And as I do that, I want to try and wiggle myself through the chain.
Ooh, nice. Yeah, go ahead and make another athletics or acrobatics check. Okay. Yeah, you sway a little bit. You can sway a little bit, kind of pendulum style, as you're wiggling, but nothing seems to really come free. You still have
the goblin growl.
That's what it was. Yeah, you didn't do Snooderson. Call of the Wild. Okay. She looks around. She says, well, I guess we better get started. It seems some people don't want to play. She holds out her hand, and a chain comes from across the room that was hanging up on one of the hooks across the room, floats over into her hand, and she holds it in front of her, and it kind of like waves at each of you. You notice that on the end of the chain is a long golden feather. Oh, which one's going to be first? I'll let you decide. Go ahead. The chain waves over, and it goes to Snooderson. It points to Snooderson.
No! Get away!
Just relax. Relax, child. This is just but a Tickle room. I mean you no harm here. Not really.
No, Tickle! No, Tickle!
It's pleasure for your own good, really. You need to relax. And the witch, I guess, Snooderson, go ahead and roll a religion or history check, please. Do. And then let me know what you rolled.
I got a 14.
A 14. Okay. Yeah, you'll know, or you'll guess that this is probably a Rakdos Blood Witch. Pretty powerful person within their cult. but they can range from everything from jolly to severely malicious.
Oh.
So
That's quite a range.
they got quite a range, but they hold a very high position within the cult. And
okay, I'm gonna try and insult her with vicious mockery.
ooh, okay.
Which I have because I'm a dirty little goblin. And sorry, I'm just refreshing myself. I haven't had this spell in such a long time.
Sure, no problem.
Okay. This is really for disadvantage. No, I don't think I'll do it. I'm gonna say some mean shit to her, but I won't cast vicious mockery. I don't think it'll do me any good.
Okay.
I'll just go, you suck! Your tickle fingers suck! You can't tickle me! I'm tickle proof!
We shall see, young little fellow. She slowly walks over with the chain, like telekinetically, like just waving at you as it's coming towards you. Solon and Instel Luce, what are you two doing in the frozen, spike-ridden trough of loveliness doom?
I'm checking to see if I have a bit more mobility now that all of the arcane trickery has transpired.
Okay. Are you still feigning being asleep as well?
No. I abandoned that as soon as I saw that it had no pull, no weight, so to speak.
Okay. Yeah. She just looked at you and just looked like she assumed that you were sleeping anyway. But okay, yeah. Go ahead and make a strength check as you are try to wiggle yourself underneath the ice, free enough to do some stuff. Okay. You feel a little bit of shifting, a little bit of movement, because everything is not only frozen underneath, but it's also starting to like break into pieces, snap into pieces. You feel a little bit of movement as some of those pieces shift around, but with the trough still slightly intact, nothing has fallen out yet.
Okay.
And Stella Luce?
Stella Luce has a spell prepared which he could possibly stop this person with, but he's quite interested to see what they're actually going to do, if they're actually just going to tickle or if there's something more sinister at foot. So he's just gonna ready his action, and if Snooterson takes any damage, he would like to cast Hold Person.
Okay, sure.
Because his hands are free, right? He can semantically, underneath the coffin, like, it's like a duck, right, on the water. Like, his head's just like this, but underneath the coffin is like...
You've shifted enough of that ice underneath the surface that it looks normal from the top, from your neck up, but underneath you're able to move around at least enough to do some manic stuff.
Yeah.
Sizzy.
Oh, bonus action. Could I cast Healing Word on Solon for his facial injuries?
Facial injuries.
Many of them.
Sure, yeah. So Solon, you feel that stinging, frostbitten feeling on your face begin to fade, and a warm, healing magic cast over your face. So someone's doing something. Someone's getting something done. As you regain the hit points.
Just one question. Would I recognize the feather? Is it a really big feather, or is it just like a bird of paradise feather, just gilded?
Go ahead and make a nature check, please.
Yeah. A what?
Nature check.
Nature.
See if you can identify the particular kind of feather that it is.
Apparently, I'm left unblind.
The Jello's really got you down. You know, you're allergic to certain flavors. Luckily, this burnt tire and lilac flavor you're not allergic to, but you're still not a fan of. So yeah, it's just, you're just having a bad day. The feather looks pretty rare. You've never seen a feather like that, so it's probably pretty important. It seems to glisten a little bit in the candelabra light, but I'm not quite sure exactly what it's from.
Kyle, can you see chat at all?
Which chat?
Because as you say things are glistening and stuff, it's just making it worse for me.
Oh, you mean Twitch chat?
Yeah.
I
A
can't follow.
warm golden magic is cast over your face.
All right.
And then, like, the glisten.
Yes. Yeah. I see. I
If
see
the
where that
DM
would.
says it's canon, so there's no going back now. You did what you had to do.
Yes. No. Yes. A showering feeling of warmth. Yes. I get
Slowly,
it.
the warmth seeps back in your skin as it trickles through the cold.
Yeah, and some people pay for this in the Tickle room, but luckily, Solon, you get it for free. Yes, boy, I did definitely do that. I can't. Thankfully for me, I couldn't keep up with chat, but yeah.
It was just as you kept saying adjectives, which are making it worse. Like.
So one word descriptions that don't have liquidy and or too many adjectives in it. Got you. Thanks, chat, for capitalizing on my over descriptive nature.
No, it's beautiful, Kyle. We're enjoying it.
We'll keep glistening then. We'll keep. So
Listen on.
yeah. So Solon, you're feeling better, and Sizzy, lastly, you see the woman coming over with the floating chain and the large feather on it, coming straight towards Snooderson, and she turns her head from Snooderson to you, and just smiles. And as you see her smile, she's doing one of those almost seductive biting your bottom lip things, but she bites it to the point where like blood starts running out the corner of her mouth. A little masochistically, and then she gives you a toothy smile with a little bit of, like lipstick on the teeth smile, although it's not lipstick in this case. And she smiles at you, and then slowly turns her attention towards Snooderson. And
If she's turning towards me and I can see blood on her teeth, I'm gonna be like, "You don't floss well enough. You have bad dental hygiene. That's why your mouth is bleeding." Nah.
We're going free. She says, "Oh, I am a bit aghast. That is quite uncalled for. Let the tickling begin." And the feather comes over to you. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
No.
As this golden glistening feather
Showers of tickle love.
Yes. So this feather comes over and God, I don't know how to do this. Knowing what I know now, thanks, Brett.
Sorry, I shouldn't.
How to do this without it being completely torn apart. Fine, chat. Have your way with me. I'm going.
Just embrace it at this point. I think that's the only way.
So the feather does like a quick succession of jabs. We'll try to keep this as bland as possible. A quick succession of jabs. About 5 or so, like one on your neck, one on your arm, one on your torso. It seems to go between it seems to know how to go between the chains, and then one on your leg, and finally the feather slightly grazes across your face. Yes, I said it. And each of these attacks with this feather seem to hurt at first, like a pinprick hurt. But immediately after, you feel it's kind of acupuncture, like a relaxing feeling in those spots, and you start to feel relaxed and a little bit calmer, a little more accepting.
Okay.
Sizzy, you see this like very gentle grazing attack at Snooderson, but the last one that's not a poke, the gentle caress down the bridge of the nose, Snooderson seems to not be opposed to it after it's done, but you notice that it leaves a very thin, looks to be like scar. Like as it goes across, it looks like an open wound, but it's healing itself behind itself. And it's worded weirdly, but it looks like a cut, but then the cut seals, and it's just a very thin scar across Snooderson's face now.
From my perspective of my hold action, can I see her getting hurt? him.
Actually, I guess to you it would look like hurt. That last one, because you can see it looks like a cut, but it's not.
My action until Snooterson got hurt, so.
Sure. Yeah, go ahead and. What is the save on hold person? Wisdom?
Good question.
To me.
It is wisdom, yes.
Okay. Let me pull up character sheet. A wisdom save.
Yeah, I'll pull a strip of iron off of my armor.
Okay. Yeah, so you yank a piece of iron and you quickly cast hold person, and as the feather begins to go down your face, Snooterson, you feel it stop. So now instead of it pulling away, it's just this feather laying on your face. Wow, yeah, that is definitely a fail. So yeah, and the witch is standing there, just frozen in place.
I can hold her like this for up to a minute.
I try and you said before that Snooterson and I were face to face?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
By slipping down a little bit, have I gotten any closer to the shoulders or anything?
No, more so you've shed some chains that were holding you up rather than moving your actual position. You're still pretty much in the same spot. You can swing side to side, but as far as a permanent moving down, you haven't done any of that yet.
Okay. I'm just gonna sort of try and use this opportunity to sort of wiggle my way out, but yeah, just first of all, I'm gonna try that, but yeah, okay, I'm just gonna keep doing what I'm doing.
Okay, sure. Do you want to do athletics or acrobatics check to keep on wiggling?
Yes, please.
Okay. What are you focusing on as far as how you're getting free? Snooterson managed to break an arm free. How are you attempting? What's your first plan of action as far as breaking?
Now that my shoulders are sort of loose around my shoulders, I'm just gonna sort of pull myself tight to my body so that I can be a smaller target and I can just slip through.
Okay. We'll say that we'll say you managed to squeeze yourself and slither on down through a lot of the chains, but you're pretty much, we'll say most of your upper torso is free. So now your arms are hanging down, your head is free, and most of your upper torso is free. The rest of you the chains are kind of, they weren't loose enough to let you completely free. But you are essentially free to go from the waist up.
Okay. Do I have my weapons on me?
No. There's no weapons here. You don't see any weapons.
Okay. I guess another question would be how can I reach out and grab the feather?
Sure. Yeah, it's just chilling there. It's not doing anything.
Alright. If I can pull it away, I'm gonna try and pull it off. It was connected to a chain?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Can I pull it off?
Sure. So you reach over and you grab the feather. Immediate sensation of pain, followed by a very pleasant sensation. Your hand, and you yank the feather off the chain, and the chain falls limp to the floor. You have a large golden feather in your hand.
Just gonna put it in a pocket somewhere in the folds of my outfit.
Sure. Okay.
Could I try and distract the Blood Witch at this time so she doesn't see this happening immediately?
Actually, for you, Solon, just getting to this, you hear a very unenthusiastic, "Oh, you're kidding me! How could you? Ah!" And Instaluce, you're looking across behind Solon, and the rather stocky goblin jumps up over Solon's head and onto the ice, the jello-y ice substance. And as he does so, Solon, can you give me a strength check with advantage?
Sure.
As this thing this goblin leaps over your head and lands on the ice in front of your face. It's not looking at you. It's not paying any mind to you. It's actually looking at Instaluce. But the ice begins to crack around you. Solon, you start to wiggle free, but not quite enough to get free, but you now have full access to your hands. So any like spell or things you need to do, you can do.
I see.
And the goblin looks at you and Steluce and said, "No, you can't do that to her. It's not part of the program. You didn't pay for this."
Solon, I must concentrate. Help.
I say this was a very bad idea, friend, and I crush a little firefly up to my thigh, and I cast light on the inside of the trough.
Okay.
And I just say this is going to get really bad really quickly. Release us, or suffer the consequences of the Legion.
The goblin looks down. Oh, that's not good. And go ahead and make an intimidation check as you're trying to. Ooh, nice. See, once you get a little free, then it helps. Okay.
I just had to wake up from the days I was still hungry.
Wipe the frost out of your eyes. So they go, oh, that's not good. And the goblin begins to start to try to run away from you, Solon, to the other end of the trough, and he looks like he wants to punt Steluce in the head. Although he's not gaining very good traction because he's running on ice and doesn't look like he knows how. But yeah. So we'll break away from that since you cast the light spell. Is that what you cast underneath the?
Yes. Just light on the inside of the trough, just like the entire area, if possible.
Okay. Yeah, he seems to like look down and think, oh no, it's going to blow up, and he looks pretty scared, and he starts running towards Steluce with malicious intent. So Snooderson, the feather is lifted away from you. The woman is the witch woman is frozen in place, and it seems the goblin is accosting your friends in the tub.
So you said that it hurt and then I felt really relaxed. Does that relaxing feeling extend to not being worried about the situation? Am I kind of like out of it, or?
No, you're with it. You just don't feel.
Oh, I'm with it.
Yeah, it's not euphoric. It's more of like your nerves, instead of being tense. Okay. Instead of being worried and tense, you're just kind of, you feel like you got a massage. Not anything mind altering, just relaxed.
All right, I will. Oof. I don't know that I actually even have any spells if I don't have. I will speak. I will cast command on Pebbles. What's his name? Pebbles? Rocks? Pebbles?
Nibbles, isn't it?
Nibble?
Oh, Nibble. Yeah, Nibble. Nibble, Bam Bam, you name it. They're all.
Nibbles. I'll cast command on Nibbles.
Okay.
And I think that he has to make a wisdom saving throw.
A wisdom saving throw. Interesting. All right. Let me see if I can. That's not the. Okay. Wisdom. Oh wow! Yeah, these guys are not very wise. Okay, so what would you like your command?
I'll say in Goblin. Do I just get to say a word, or can I give a whole sentence?
Well, command is a word. Suggestion would be the sentence.
Right. Okay. So I'll say stop. In
Okay.
Goblin, which is like, bleh! That's what I imagine the Goblin like.
Okay. Awesome. So yeah, the goblin's coming. In Steluce, you see this goblin scampering across the ice, coming right at you, and it lifts its leg up. And looks like it's getting ready to hoof you right in the face, and then it just drops to its belly on the ice and continues to skid towards you. And now you are nose to nose with Nibbles the goblin as it just lays there and looks at you. And you guys are touching noses. And Snooderson, I guess that
I'm gonna yell at Lucha in comment. I'm gonna go, bite his face off!
It seems most uncivilized.
He would bite your face off if he could.
Well, I suppose.
Open that great big gaping maw of yours and burn his face off!
Can I cast cantrips while I'm concentrating?
As long as they're, I don't think any cantrip is concentration. So yeah, you can. 1 sec, please. Now that we've gone around, completely around, and I'm getting ready to give the witch a chance to try to break out of her thing as her turn. Let's do everybody roll initiative, please. I guess this is kind of combat. Pseudo combat.
No.
Okay. Combat, you see. Now, where's their initiative button?
Sorry, I didn't put mine in the tracker.
Oh no, it doesn't need it. I'm gonna write it down. It doesn't need to be in the tracker because we're not using them. I guess they don't have. I thought the NPCs had initiative buttons on there.
They do. On the top right, the little picture of the dice.
Oh, yes. Thank you. Thank you, kind sir. Appreciate it.
Excellent.
You wanted to send this roll to the turn tracker. Oh, okay, never mind. Okay, so I'm gonna give her turn, and then we'll go into initiative order. Let's see here. Okay, so Jasper. Well, I guess it would be Solon. Solon, yes. You have the higher modifier, so you will go first, and then Snooterson. We'll just call you Snoot, just to keep it short. And then Sizzy. Triple Us is back at it again. All right, and then and still Luce, what was your
9? I got a 9. I'm at the bottom of the board, I believe.
Okay.
Snooterson's encouragement, whilst very encouraging, is frankly scaring me.
I think as we're going through all of this, I'm just like, bite him, bite him.
Like, rather than like actually doing anything, he's just like staring across at Snooterson, like going crazy, like, oh my.
It's that kind of loose cannon that we need right now. Okay, so the witch has to make the wisdom save over again. She's trying to break free of her magical binds. Let's see here. Another wisdom save. What is the Actually, it's probably, it doesn't matter anyway. So yeah, the witch is still there, unable to move. Okay, now top of the order. Now Solon, you are up. So you see the goblin skid to a stop right in front of Instella Luce.
And I can still just barely move, right? Just enough to cast a spell. But I can't pull myself out at the moment, right? I'm not free to move.
You can try.
I will not, thank you. I'll just look at Instella Luce and wink and say, cover your ears, pal, and cast Thunderwave.
Ooh, nice. Okay.
And just in case, I'll shape the spell so that in case it does hit my allies, it's reduced because I'm Wizard of Evocation. And yeah, so.
Oh, okay, good. That's right.
Thunderwave at first level. And
instead of Luce's ears go flat against his head.
Oh, okay. Let me see. What is it? Con? Yes, con. Okay. So I will make. If it's to break you guys out, this guy is definitely gonna have to make it. Okay. So half damage for him. Is it no damage or half damage for your allies?
For my allies, I think it's just one moment.
Doesn't it give like an automatic success on a saving throw? So it
yeah. And they take no damage if it would be halved, so they automatically succeed, and that's 0 damage for them.
Okay. So he does. Okay, so Scrat was the only one who had to, or Install Luce was the only one who would have to make it the way you shaped it. Does he have to attempt to make it, or is
No. Him and let's say Snoot don't have to do this, but Sizzy theoretically should have to do the Constitution save because my spell level is 1 and I can only select 1 plus the level of the spell. So 2 of my allies in this case.
Oh, they're fine because you can shape it so just you and Estelle Luce are in it, and it busts.
And then his save goes scout spell.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Awesome. Okay. Yes. So you're saying so the ice in the trough that you guys are stuck in essentially explodes, and ice shards fly everywhere. It's mostly dust at this point because you're casting that spell right into it. The goblin who was face to face with you in Stella Luce is launched over your head, and you hear him smack into the wall behind you. And you hear, "Oh no!" Yeah, he's actually. I don't think it's not far enough to take fall damage, but he did take 4 damage from the wave itself. And I guess he's not pushed 15. He's launched. He's launched because of the ice. Okay, you are now Solon. You're sitting in the trough coffin deal, and you are free. There's no ice, or there's residual ice and sloshy bullshit on you, but you're not held down at all.
I stand up and extend my arm to help install a Lucha up.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
No problem, friend.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I just refocus on the Blood Witch and start moving towards her. I probably make only 1 step or 2. I'm tired at this point, right? And rough terrain, I think.
Yeah, and you're stepping out of what's left of the trough, and you're walking out onto the stone floor, and you're walking towards the witch.
As you move through the spike growth, I do believe you take damage.
We'll say that immediately right out of the trough, he doesn't have to because there's so much ice on the floor. It's still difficult terrain, but we'll say that it kind of smashed.
No, it doesn't matter. It's a concentration spell. It's gone when I started casting whole person.
Oh, okay.
It's gone.
Well, there you go.
Doesn't matter. Ignore me.
Thorns have resided. Okay. And Snooderson, you're it. What you got?
Okay, I think I will probably spend this turn trying to get free. So I'm just gonna wiggle so hard. Just like the hardest that I can possibly wiggle.
Okay.
And
Sure.
That's what I'm gonna do. I don't think I have anything that will help me wiggle.
Well, you are partially free anyway, so you could probably do it with advantage this time. Because you're able to use your hand to help move stuff aside, and you're already partially out.
Okay, then I'm gonna wiggle.
You were just so busy encouraging Instella Luce that, your viciousness didn't care. Okay, so you wiggle a little more free, but not enough to get out.
All
you
right.
still see this witch like right by you. Maybe making you a little nervous. She's gazing daggers at you.
Okay. Can I, even though I'm upside down, how much of my body is out?
No, you're not upside down. You're straight up and down.
I thought I was the upside down one.
I mean, to Sizzy, you're upside down, but in reality, to gravity, you're right side up.
Okay. How much of my body is out?
Just pretty much the whole right quarter or whatever arm you wiggled out.
Okay.
That
Just
whole side of your upper torso. Yeah.
That's what I'm gonna do then. I have bonus actions, but I don't think they would be helpful. Yeah, that'll be it for me.
Yeah. Okay.
But I'm just gonna be like the whole time, just gonna be like.
Yeah, you're definitely wiggling, and it seems to be getting easier. But there's so many chains on you. It's probably a long process. That's why it's slowing you down. Okay. Sizzy, you're up. Still hanging upside down. You're half out. You see Snooderson underneath you, trying to wiggle out as well with a little bit less success.
Okay, I'm gonna try and grab at anything, like either the chains or Snooderson's arm or anything, and try and pull myself out from the chains. And in Goblin, Snooderson can hear me go, "God damn, these chains are just so damn annoying," but to anyone that doesn't understand Goblin, all they hear is and I'm just trying to pull myself out. All
Sure.
angry.
Sure. Go ahead and make athletics or acrobatics with advantage.
If I
Snooderson,
can, I'll put my hand out and help in any way that I can on her turn.
Okay. So yeah, you reach up, you guys clasp arms, little goblin arms, and you pull and she pulls. Go ahead and make an advantage roll to finish getting out of the chains that hold you.
Woo!
Oh, okay. So this was possibly going to be painful, but not so much, as you don't land on top of Snooderson, like gravity would have dictated. You expertly slither out of the rest of the chains and plop down on your feet without damage to her or him. Sorry, and right in front of Snooderson, and you are free.
Cool. What part of my turn did that eat up?
Just your action to get free. Everything else, you still have your full, we'll say it chewed up 5 foot of movement. So it's 25 foot of movement and your bonus action left.
Okay. I guess I'm gonna just spend the rest of my turn sort of like pulling down the chains so that on his turn, when he tries to get out, I can provide some aid.
Sure. Okay, so you kind of wiggle your chains around. You kind of wiggle your chains around so that Snooderson's able to pull himself out of his.
Oh no, I mean like his chains, the ones that are around him. I'm trying to pull down so he can slip out of them.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
so I'm just gonna try and help him slip out as well as I can.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
We should remind you as well, Heavenly, that you do have a re-roll that you can use on these rolls if you want to. We take the second roll.
What? Why?
Someone donated to give you a re-roll.
What? Who? Oh my goodness!
Michael Wayne at the beginning of the session.
Well, hello. Thank you so
you.
much.
That's awesome.
I'll
Is
save
it just one or one for each of us?
Just one specifically for Heavenly.
Oh.
My goodness. I'll save it. I'll save it for like something really badass. And when I do it, I'll be like, "For Michael!"
Well, someone's gonna have to clip that when it happens. We'll clip it and send it to him.
In Goblin. Okay. So you're helping Snoot get out of the chains.
Yes.
Okay. And the goblin that was tossed across the room. What is he doing? So he gets up. He has to use his movement or half his movement to get up. And Instel Luce, he's still pretty targeted on you, and you're the closest to him. So he's let's see here. Let's see what he does. What's he have? Oh, I thought they would do better with listing the stuff. Okay. And so Luce, behind you, as your Solon is helping you up out of the trough, you hear, "Oh, I can do that too!" And I need both Instel Luce and Solon to make con saves, as he also casts Bind. See, it's not in a spell list. You know what? You buy the book on Roll20, you would think everything would be right there. Poop. All right, so let's see here. Okay, what is that?
I mean, that's
2d8.
a SRD spell, isn't it? So you should be able to just drag it in from the compendium.
Yeah, I drug it in, but it doesn't automatically cast it. It just gives you the description.
How annoying.
So it's a DC 14. And what is it, 2d6? So I just have to roll the damage. And then you guys, depending on what you roll. Okay. Okay, what do you have here? Oh, wow. Solon, that's beautiful. Okay, so Solon, you'll take 2 thunder damage, and instead of Luce, you'll take 5 thunder damage, and you get you kind of fly into Solon and like hit him, and then keep going past him as you fly to the other end of the empty trough, and just kind of smack into the other edge of it where Solon was sitting before.
Oh my!
Aha! I warned you. And the goblin starts running over towards the witch and like yanking at her leg. Wake up! Wake up! Wake up! And
You should have bit his face off.
never would have happened if he wouldn't have had a face. Which could be true. I mean, you could be so focused.
Yeah, if you don't have a face, can you cast spells that have verbal components?
Without lips. That'd probably sound a little skewed.
I cast Orden Canaans.
Golden Canaans. Okay, so that is the goblin's turn. The witch's turn is going to be spent trying to wake up. Well, get out of the predicament that she's in. So another wisdom save. They've been stellar so far. That's probably still not going to make it. And still, Luce, what is your spell DC?
My spell DC, good question, is a 14.
Oh, she's still trying to break free from your hold. And that's her turn. So, Install Luce, you are up now.
Is Snooterson free yet? No.
No, he is the only one that's not completely free yet.
In that case, I will maintain my concentration on the hold person spell. Poison spray costs 1 action. Can I do that as well? It's not concentration, but
Yeah. It doesn't cost you anything to hold concentration.
I may be a surprise to you. I've not been the biggest spellcaster, so some of them smaller rules are, cool. And then you've also got all them. There's a lot of house rules around it as well, which are confusing. So I'll just sort of wander up and just, would you calm down? As I poison spray.
Okay. Oh, wow, that is some damage. Poison spray. Okay. Hold on 1 sec. Yeah, thanks, Colin. I forgot about that. Or Solon. I forgot about that. So, my bad, so we'll let it slide. Okay. So, yeah, con save, and this is at the goblin?
Yeah.
Correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Let me get him out here. Con save. 15. So I'll take half damage. Is it? Or wait, is poison spray a cantrip?
Poison spray is a cantrip. You take no damage.
Okay. Save or suck. Okay. So yeah, you cast poison spray, and the goblin's tugging at the chains on the witch's leg, and looks over at you. Oh my! And kind of ducks to the side as your poison spatters all over the floor behind him. He peeks his head back. And anything else? Bonus action or movement?
I'll hold my bonus action for now. No one's looking that hurt, I don't think.
Okay.
I'm probably one of the more hurt.
One of the more hurt.
And
Okay.
I'm not that bad, so. Yeah.
Okay. So next up, we have top of the order. Solon, you are up.
Muted?
Yes.
There we go. I would like to make my way towards the goblin, look down at him, and just say in Celestial, I told you this was going to be a bad idea, and I'd like to kick him as hard and as far as I possibly can. Just unarmed attack with my foot.
Sure. Do you want to make it like a shove attack? Like you going for distance?
Yes, absolutely. Trying to put myself between the witch and the goblin, and trying to put him as far away as possible.
Okay.
How do I do that?
Just go ahead and make a regular attack roll. You have proficiency, so just use a weapon and we'll...
Oh, okay. So, do I use strength or dexterity for this one?
Strength.
Okay, so I'll just use that.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's that easily. You easily punt the little fella. It'll be 1 plus your strength modifier for damage, which
So
is strength.
0.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, with a minus. Okay. So it doesn't hurt, but you hear as he flies through the air. When he lands, he flies about 5 feet back and then keeps skidding a little bit, and he smacks into something that looks to be an open chest. And as he hits this open chest, the latch mechanism kind of falls open a little bit, and you can see what looks to be like your Boros gear, some of your weapons and like the packs and stuff that you had with you sitting inside this chest. And he's leaning on the chest to try to get up. Oh, you did it now. Oh, you did it now. And he's starting to stand up.
Can I use my movement still to get as close to him as possible at that point?
Sure.
Okay. I get right up in his face, and my intent is to try and rummage through the gear quickly for my bonus action if I can at all.
Okay.
Gear in
You
general.
use your movement to get over there, and you look down in the gear. You can use your free interact with object to reach down and grab a piece of your a weapon of yours or something.
Okay.
Everything.
Anything with a bladed edge, just anything I see with a hilt and an edge, I just grab that.
Okay. So you grab the weapon, and the goblin's like looking up at you as he's kind of getting to his feet and kind of cursing at you. Okay.
That's me.
Snooderson, what you got going on?
Well, I'm just gonna try and get free. That's kind of where my priorities are at the moment.
Double advantage, sure.
What is double advantage?
I don't know, but whatever it is, I'm sure you got this. Okay. Yes. So finally, with Sizzy sitting there trying to yank chains off you, and you already being partially freed, you finish getting the rest of the chains off you. They all fall to the ground, and you are free.
Yeah. Heck yeah. All right. And then, how far am I away from the witch?
About 4 feet.
I want to be directly in front of her.
You are.
Okay, good. And I will just enter a defensive stance. So now that I'm in defensive stance, I can make opportunity attacks without using my reaction.
Okay.
Or I can use my reaction to make a melee attack against a creature that moves more than 5 feet while within your reach. So as soon as she moves out, I'm going to try and hit her with my little fists.
Okay.
I'm like...
Okay. Very nice, very nice. Yeah, so you posture yourself, and she's like looking down at you, and she's still unable to do anything. So you're ready to slug her if she decides.
As soon as she moves, I'm gonna punch her. And that'll be my turn.
Okay. And who's next? Sizzy, you're up.
Okay, I guess after Citizen's out, I'm gonna look around. Would I be able to see where everyone's at right now? What do I see from my perspective?
What do you see? You and Snooderson are right at the witch, who is frozen in place. And you see Solon at the other end of the room, standing over the goblin, over Nibbles, and he just pulled a blade out of a chest. And you see Instella Luce, who is actually only like 5 feet away from you guys now, off on his own.
Okay.
You saw him just get attacked and then came back.
All right. How far away? Like, how big is the room exactly? Like, how many feet would it be?
Probably 20 by 20 esque.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna go over to Solon to see if there's anything else, like a dagger or blade or anything in Sizzy's mind that she can grab. But what do I see once I get there?
You see the goblin scowling at him as he's leaning over it to get into the chest, and you see the chest open, and there appears to be a bunch of Boros gear in there, including whatever weapons you had. Everything just kind of thrown in there.
Okay. At random, I want to grab one of my weapons if possible. I'm just gonna do this to tell me which one. All right. So pistol, I guess.
Okay, sure, yeah.
Would that be my action to do so, or
no? Nope, that'll be nothing. That'll be your free action. Your interact with object. You reach down, scoop it up quick.
Cool. Can I shoot the goblin in the face?
Absolutely.
I would like to do that.
We'll say that you didn't get quite close enough for it to be the whole melee disadvantage range thing. So yeah, you reach over, you grab your pistol, and you back up a little bit, and you go to shoot him in the face.
All right, sweet.
Oh yeah, that'll do
it. 5 points of damage for that.
5. Okay. Yeah, he's scowling up at Solon, and you, not far away, you shoot your pistol at him, and you see the bullet take off like his whole half of his bottom lip just flies off. Ah! Oh no! Ah! And he's kind of wiggling back and forth in pain.
With my second attack, I'll shoot him again.
Okay.
Oh no, I don't.
A natural 1. Those are fun.
No.
Okay, Solon. So you see Sissy come over and pull a strange-looking crossbow-looking bullet thing out of the chest, and she shoots the goblin in the face, and then goes to shoot him again. Can you make me a dex save, please? As she reels the pistol around to shoot again, and the goblin dodges out of the way. Okay. It's only DC 10. So, and it looks like you're straight down the crosshairs of this weapon, and you take a step back, and Sizzy, you shot where you thought the goblin was going to be, and where Solon was, but he jumped out of the way. So, no harm, no foul. But yeah, you almost shot one of your partners.
Sorry.
Oh, it's okay. I like boomsticks as well. Just a bit more discipline next time. That would be amazing. Please.
Gotcha.
Anything else? Bonus action? More movement?
No. That's I think I'm just gonna move myself. Well, I don't know if I have enough movement to do so, but to the doorway.
Okay.
Sure. To stop anyone from getting through without my interference.
Okay. You go over to the doorway. Can you make a perception check, please?
Sure. 25.
Ooh, wow, that's good. Okay, so you hear, as you go over to the doorway, you get a better listen of what's out in the hallway, and you hear the sound of violin playing. You hear the sound of seems to be a man or a woman of some sort crying. And you hear the laughter of children, all coming from down the hallway.
Huh. Interesting.
And anything else? No bonus action?
No, that's my turn.
Okay, we got next. Okay, the goblin's turn. So he's like, oh, come on! He's not very happy, and what's he going to do? He is going to... He is very upset with the... he can't cast ranged spells because he is right up against Solon. That would not fare well for him. Actually can't range attacks. So he can cast... Tasha's Hideous Laughter. Solon, need you to... As soon as I find out what the save is it charisma save? Asha. It's laughter. Ba ba ba. Must make a okay. Wisdom save, Solon, as the kitty. As you feel this compulsion inside you to begin laughing.
You see, I already know this joke, my friend, but it's still a very good one.
This bullshit, I did good. Ah.
He's going to disengage and start running over towards the oh no. He's going to disengage and run over towards the witch. Bonus action disengage. Goblin disengage. Now I got to get back into roll 20. And that's his turn. The witch is once again going to make a honest effort. Sprat, can you roll me a d20 plus 2, please? Because I accidentally kicked myself out of roll 20.
I haven't put a plus 2 on it, but it'll be a 21. Also, We've hit 10 retweets.
Ooh, goody. Okay. So, let's see here. Instel Luce 1, Solon 2, Sizzy 3, and Snooterson 4. We'll see who's going to roll the guild activity die. And that is going to be Instel Luce. Can you roll me a d20, please?
Seven.
All right, it's 7. Okay, so I'm going to check my guild activity chart. And a 7 on that. Oop, that's the wrong one. There we go. Player's friend. Oh, okay. That's sure. Okay. Okay. Awesome. Very good. Okay.
That's not suspicious at all. Okay.
No, not at all.
Good.
No. Good for you. Good for you. Good for you.
Thanks.
Okay. So, awesome. We'll see what that is in a bit. So something guild related, maybe not your guild, but a guild is doing something in your area. So yes, okay. So where are we at? Whose turn is it? The witch's turn. So she passed the save. She shakes it off. Now that was you didn't pay for any of this. This is ridiculous. I try to show my hospitality. She starts running towards the door.
I'm going to get both an attack of opportunity and I get to use my reaction to punch her in the knees.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, she turns away from you. You can go ahead and...
My cat is very upset that I just spoke so loudly. I'm sorry. Is this your space right now?
No.
Or is this my space? Okay.
The friend of the witch.
So, since I don't have my weapon, both my attack of opportunity and my punch will just be unarmed strikes.
Mm-hmm.
What do I roll? Is that strength?
Yeah, strength and proficiency.
Just a raw strength.
And then the damage will be 1 plus your strength mod.
Does a 6?
Oh no, you get to roll an attack. Just go ahead and roll it.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Just go ahead and roll like a strength-based weapon attack, and you're good.
Does a 17 hit?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Good. And so, sorry. How do I roll my damage again?
It's just one plus your strength mod, whatever your your strength mod is 0.
It's 1.
Yeah. So you punch her like in the kidney, and she's like, "You do that for? Ow!"
And then I'll use my reaction to try and punch her again.
Okay. Yeah, she turns around to see why you punched her, and you're winding up again.
Sorry, everyone just had to see my cat's butthole. This is an 11.
So, 11 plus your mod, which is 3. So
I get to add that. Sorry.
That's okay.
I've never done an unarmed strike before, actually. I don't think I've ever not had my weapons.
Yes. These kind of places tend to take them from you. They're weird like that.
So does it 14?
Although 14, let me check. I think it's 15. Wait, maybe it isn't because she never got a chance to cast mage armor.
Ooh.
Let's see here. No. Okay. So yeah, nope. It hits. So she turns around. What was that for? And you, where do you want to punch her at?
Stab her in the back of the knee.
Okay. And so your second punch hits her in the back. She starts to crumple over. Oh dear Lord! And yeah, she manages to stand, but you get a second slug at the back of her knee, buckling it.
And yeah, now she can continue on her fine way.
Okay. Sizzy is not. And still, Luce, I think you're close enough to be able to hit her as she's running for the door. Do you want to use your reaction to do anything?
Yes. Attack in that has to be an action, doesn't it? And spells don't count. So
Unless you have Warcaster.
I do not have Warcaster. So I will find my mouse, and then I will try and... Do I have my quarterstaff with me?
You see a quarterstaff sticking out of the chest over by Solon and Sizzy, but you don't have any weapons on you.
And a grapple counts as an attack action, right? It replaces an attack action. So I'll just try and grab her.
Sure, yep. Okay, so you leap at her as she's running for the door, and go ahead and make an athletics check, and she will make whichever one is least crappy.
14, that's not bad.
We'll go with just... Okay, I guess the strength is better. Okay, so you reach over and you grab around her, and she looks back at you. And, oh, please do not get your grubby hands off me. And you feel one of her chains kind of flick up and smack you in the nose, just enough to make your eyes water. And she wiggles free and continues to head to the door. And you hear her kind of whimpering as she runs out in the hallway. This is ridiculous. I can't stand this environment. And she's starting to head down the hallway.
Excuse me, out in the hallway, I'm next to the door with my glaive in hand. So...
Oh wait, no.
This poor woman is just trying to leave the room, and everyone's punching her.
Yeah. Sizzy's in the doorway. Solon, you were still looming over the goblin over the chest, right?
I thought that was adjacent. No, it's okay. It's okay. Yeah, Sizzy would be in a better position in that case, if that isn't adjacent.
Yeah, you're 10 feet away from the doorway.
Oh, okay. My bad. Glaive has reach. Does that count? It's okay. I won't push my luck.
If she was coming from your way, yes, but she's
okay.
The opposites. But Sizzy, yeah, that's right. You're in the doorway, so you can. She's trying to budge by you. You can make an attack of opportunity as she's trying to weasel her way.
Can I try and wrap myself around her legs the same way her chain's wrapped around me?
Sure, yeah.
So
you dive for her legs as she's coming out, trying to make a grapple attack. Go ahead. Strength athletics check.
Oh boy, athletics check?
Yes.
Cool. That's better.
Blood Witch.
Oh, she's so athletic.
She works out Tuesdays and Wednesdays. You should come back. She's trying to take the football and get out. And she's elbowing and she's doing everything she can to get out of the room. And you dive for her legs. And you manage to get a hand around her.
Looks like we're going there for
her calves are huge. She really distance running apparently. So she manages to weasel her way around you and make it about 10 feet out the hallway.
Oh no. Why is this so hard?
She's complaining the whole time. I've never been so humiliated in all my life. And that's her turn. That's all she can do. And so, Luce, you're up.
Can I take a moment to look around the room? Her words are starting to sound less torture-y and more, professional being insulted.
Oh man, do you think that this was a surprise for us that we've totally ruined?
Possibly.
Happy 10-year anniversary, everyone! Oh my god, what have you done?
I killed everyone! Let's just take a look around the room. there anything?
Yeah, okay. Make a perception check with advantage since you've been in the room for quite a while.
Could I possibly trade that out for investigation?
Yeah, if you'd like to be a little more particular in your...
Yeah, because I mean, we already looked before, and there's no big obvious like blood runes or anything like that. So more.
Yeah, you don't really have to waste anything to look around. It's there's nothing new that you haven't seen already, other than there's some chains with hooks on the wall, and
I mean, you know, I'm looking for like, I don't know. I'm trying to think of an American store, like, I don't know, maybe on one of the chains in England it would be like it'd say Ann Summers on it, you know, like it's from one of those shops, you know, like.
Yeah, nothing seems to be labeled in here. It doesn't
with advantage.
Yeah. As looking around, this place could either go for some kind of pleasure room or some kind of torture room, though you don't see any remnants of blood or torture. It's kind of clean. Just dark and, you know, ominous. But for the most part, it doesn't seem to be, there's no like blood stains or gore or anything real creepy like that. There is a nice relaxing couch over there. Though I'm not sure if there's any voyeurism going on because there's 3 chairs looming over top of it. I'm not sure what that's all about. But yeah, other than that, that doesn't take up any of your turn.
You know, I'm starting to wonder about this place. There doesn't seem to be any signs of death or decay or torture. I'm wondering if perhaps we've got the wrong end of a certain stick.
She tied us up.
I was upside down. That's not even healthy for you.
Kyle, does instead of Lucha remember how they got to this room?
You met a contact that was, or you were supposed to meet a contact in here, an inside person. The doorman let you in. You went down a set of stairs, and that's all you remember is a set of stairs, some kind of gas coming out of the walls, and then you woke up here.
That doesn't sound very fun.
No, and she was tickling us with her feather of relaxation.
Oh!
Pull out the feather.
Yeah.
Still looks vibrant and glistening.
Hey, Luce.
Yes?
You know magical stuff?
I do know magical stuff, yes.
Is this magical stuff?
I don't have Identify, but can I use an Arcana check to try and get a rough?
Yeah.
No, that's just that could be anything, to be honest.
But look at it, it's like shiny and stuff.
Nope.
At this point, the goblin's trying to get up. It's kind of like looking at all of you, getting ready to scramble for the door.
Don't you think about it, or I will use this on you.
I don't want no problems. You shut my effing lip off.
Yeah.
I'll say
A
goblin,
language like that.
fucking in goblin. How about that? I won't even say it in real common. Sorry. I do it.
Watch your language, or you'll be watching this feather.
He's kind of slinking towards the door.
Nothing
I'm
to
standing
see.
right in the doorway.
Yeah. Yep.
Just let me through here. Come on.
I tickle him in the face with the feather.
Okay. You tickle him in the face, and you see the face like you see it like cutting little slashes into his face, and then the slash is healing up behind it, and so now he has like little scars all over his.
Stop it! Stop it!
What does this do?
It's nice. Try it.
Why is it giving you scars if it's nice?
Love hurts, baby.
I tickle him again in the face.
He laughs, and yeah.
Talk.
I just did. Stop it, please.
He's gonna try to barge through you. You want to do an attack of opportunity as he's Actually, Solon, yeah, you can attack him too.
Yeah, no, just one thing. If continuity works the way I think it did, I wouldn't be in the room anymore because I saw the witch running out and I would immediately follow.
Okay.
I mean, I would cast Disguise Self, look like a huge horned demon with like blood dripping from my face, and then I would follow. So if any Ragdosian would see me, they wouldn't go, "Hey, Boros Legion on the way."
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. So
you run out of the room. Sissy, you're dealing with Nibbles. Snooderson and Instalucci, what are you doing as combat has seemed to have dissipated?
I want to get my stuff
Sure.
from the
Easily.
chest, and then I'm gonna go after the lady, that witch.
Okay, so
I'm still looking around the room to see if I can figure out where we are. Where was it we were meeting the contact?
You're supposed to be in this Raktos building.
In a Raktos building, not
Yeah,
okay.
you're supposed to meet your contact here.
Not like a Raktos pleasure spa or a Raktos.
The Boros really didn't really identify what this place functioned as.
Okay.
They just said they have a dangerous artifact in this Raktos building. You're supposed to meet your contact, find the artifact, and bring it back so they can disable it.
Well, that's definitely not the artifact.
Sure, it seems a bit dangerous.
No, it's not
I
even.
tickle the goblins.
It's not even magical, to be honest.
Are you sure? I mean, look at this. And I tickle the goblin some more.
Okay.
No, stop it! Please, no! No, I can't take... Okay, a little bit more. Just a little bit.
Just being tickled. See,
Ugh.
it's fine.
I stop when he starts asking for it. That's just weird.
Okay. So, Solon and Snooderson, you both take off around the situation with Nibbles, and you head out into the hallway. And as you get out into this hallway, you see there is 5 other rooms here, two on the side, the right side that you're on, and then 3 on the left. You look up above you and you see a sign over the room you're in, says Tickle Room. And then you see a sign above each of those other 5 rooms as you're taking off down the hallway.
What do they say?
You see Performance Room. You see ASMR Room. You see Hookah Room, and you see Deep Bathroom.
Deep bath?
Yeah, Deep Bathroom. Is that 4?
What is a deep bath?
But in each of these rooms, you hear just different noises. Like from the Performance Room, you hear a violin being played, and from the Deep Bathroom, you hear children's like giggling and laughing. Oh, the other one's Puncture Room. So that was the 5th one.
Puncture?
From the Puncture Room, you hear like it sounds like a man or a woman crying. And yeah, just different sounds coming from each of these rooms. The witch, Solon, you got out in time to see the witch. There's a set of stairs at the end of this hallway, and the witch took off, or you see her feet as she's going up those stairs.
I cast Expeditious Retreat on myself and just book it after her. I'm just
Okay.
sprinting with all I've got.
Okay. So you're running down the hallway, going up the stairs. And Snooderson, what are you doing?
I'm gonna burst through the door that has the people crying behind it.
Okay. So you
With
stop.
brandishing my shield and my whip.
Okay. You stop at the Puncture Room. And you open up the door. And
I
you
don't
inside.
open it, I like burst through it.
Okay. So you kick in the door. Get your big goblin foot out and you kick in the door. And on the inside there, when you go inside, you see this imp in a head wrap. Standing up on a table over top of somebody laying down on the table. They only have a sheet over their buttocks and their legs, and there's a bunch of needles down and buried in their back. And you can see that it has its clothes draped over a chair beside the table, and you can tell by the markings in the clothes that they're Azorius garb. A member of the Azorius Senate is there, and the person picks their head up, and it's like a young teenager, well, not young teenager, an old for a teenager, but like a roughly 19-year-old fella looking at you, and Hello? What are you doing here?
I heard crying, and then I just crack my whip in the air.
Ah!
Who do I kill?
The imp looks up at you and brushes off its hands and hops down off the table. The man sits up, holding the sheet around his waist. You shouldn't be in here. I didn't pay for more. I just want the acupuncture. I don't want any more of the stuff. Please.
Justice takes no payments.
Oh, God. Where do you snap at?
Just in the air.
Just in the air. Yeah, so this guy is cowering. Oh, no. He's squirming for his clothing. And, yeah.
I'm going to turn to the imp and say, explain yourself.
Darling, I just work here. Please, let me clean up and move on to my next client.
Work where?
Why, here, darling. Would you...
What is here?
This is a Raktos pleasure spa. You are not... How long have you been here? Did you pay? Do you tip well?
Justice does not pay, and then I leave.
Okay. And then you leave. Okay,
I'll close the door behind me.
And Stella Luce and Sizzy. You two are with the goblin in the doorway. What would you like to do?
Tell me, Goblin. No, sorry, Sizzy. You start. I'm clutching at straws here, really.
Oh no, I'm just gonna be getting my stuff. This guy's starting to enjoy my tickle, and I'm not liking that. I'm gonna put the feather in my clothes again, and I'm gonna go get my stuff out of the chest.
Okay, you grab your stuff out of the chest. The goblin takes off. Snooderson, as you shut the door behind you, you see Nibbles run past you, he's trying to run past you.
I want to punch him with my attack of opportunity.
Okay, sure.
But I wasn't in a defensive stance, so I don't get two.
Okay. He's holding his jaw and leave me alone.
Does a 16 hit?
16 does it, yeah.
I'm just gonna kind of slap him as he runs by.
Okay. You slap him and he bounces off the doorway as he's heading up the stairs behind Solon, just kind of whimpering. No, you son. And he runs up the stairs. Solon, you are chasing the witch up the stairs. You are moving super fast and you catch up to her at the top of the stairs. As you get up there, you see what seems to be some kind of lobby. There is a large rug in the middle of the room. There is a desk with what looks to be a tiefling with her feet up on the desk, and squeaky chair. And she's sitting there eating something off of a plate. And the witch gets up there and they're all crazy. They're all crazy. Just have them kicked out, darling. Please have them removed. The tickle room, the participants of the tickle room, please have them removed. And the receptionist is like, fine, I'll have them removed. And that's what you walk up to.
And then I burst through the archway looking like literally the devil himself, and I'm just spitting insults at the witch, demanding her to prostrate before me. I'm just trying to sell my new image.
Okay.
On your knees, slave. And okay. I start lumbering toward her.
So you're stomping towards her, and she's like, "This is ridiculous." And she goes into a door and slams it shut. And as you're walking towards her and past this tiefling who's still has her feet propped up, are you making an appointment, sir? Sir, you can't, sir. That's staff only. You need to make an appointment, sir.
I look at her and just I just snarl and growl and
I don't understand.
Spittle and blood covering her face now, and just going all out. Big head flaming demon.
Okay, is this a party of one, or do you need more accommodations?
Leave now.
I can't. I'm paid by the hour.
I ignore her from that point on and just try to barge in through the door.
You can't go. You can't. Hell with it. I'm getting paid enough for And she turns around and continues eating and ignores you as you stomp by and try to break down the... Are you trying to break down the door that the witch went through?
I mean, I tried to open it first, but I'm just assuming I heard a click.
Yeah. It's,
I've got
Yeah,
this image of a giant demon. It's like, on the handle?
A light.
okay. So you're
Yeah,
trying
no, I'm busting through, definitely.
Okay.
At
You're
least
trying
try.
to-
Yeah.
Okay. Snooderson, you're in the hallway. Door's
I'm going
closed.
to return to the room that I just left with my compatriots.
Yeah, you walk down the hallway and you see Sizzy and Stella Luce standing at the doorway.
I think that this place is not what we think it is.
Yes, I've been getting a similar suspicion myself.
It's much worse.
Maybe?
What does that mean?
Maybe Pleasure House?
Well, they're obviously bad at it.
I mean, we didn't really give them much of a chance. We woke up scared and started destroying everything.
See, that's the thing. When you see soldiers, you don't pass them out, and you don't chain them up, and you don't tell them that everything's gonna be okay, and then start tickling them without them, knowing what's going on.
This is true.
This is true.
This is a good point.
This is true.
Also,
However, I also fear that this might be like someone's business or something like that. We're going to cause a lot of trouble. Here's my plan. If you would go along, why don't we have a quick look around for either the artifact or our contact? Have any of you seen Solon in the Legion before? I'm thinking maybe we throw him under the cart, find the artifact and leave, and any damages to the property.
We cannot leave fellow soldier behind.
No, you're right. But we can let an honorable soldier find his honor alone.
We find artifact.
Yes, agreed.
We find Solon.
Debatable, but yes, okay.
We set fire as distraction.
You've lost me on that last one. That
We leave.
that last one, yes, we leave, but yes, but the middle two, not so sure. Why don't we just have a little look around, eh?
I would like to use divine sense. So
Okay.
I'll go. I will find artifact. And because it says that I can smell it like an odor, so.
Sure.
I open my awareness to detect such forces as celestials, fiends, or undead, as well as any place or object that has been consecrated or desecrated.
Ooh, okay.
And I can also detect if the spell Hollow has been cast.
Okay. Your Scooby sense notices that there's a few blips of fiends on your radar. About a dozen of them in this building.
Where?
There is one in the room that you came out of, and there are.
There's one actively in the room that we came out of?
Yeah, I mean the imp is a fiend.
Oh, that room. Sorry, I thought you meant the room where
No.
there was no one. I was like, is it the couch? What?
Yeah, there's a few fiendish blips.
Okay.
As you're starting to feel around and you guys are looking around, one of the doors opens in the hallway that you're in. The door to the concert room, and out walks a Boros Legion legionnaire, very strapping.
I salute
Oh,
really badly. I'm like,
howdy. Ah, Mr. Luce, it's wonderful to see you.
Hello,
Magus, remember me?
Yes, Marcus, yes, of course. would be my contact that I'm supposed to meet here, correct?
No.
No,
I prefer.
damn
I
it.
prefer.
Clutching at straws there. What brings you here, Margus?
It's a Tuesday. Yeah, I know this is kind of the inappropriate place, but I was planning on seeing you later. And since I rolled a 7 on this chart over here, I have that magic item that you requested. I finished making it. I'm an armorer. You remember, I'm sure. Here's this. What weapon do you normally use in Stella Luce?
Well, either a quarterstaff or a sickle.
Okay. Here was this +2 quarterstaff that you commissioned me to make for you. I'd prefer, I was gonna give it to you later on, but prefer you not mention that I gave it to you here.
Would this be the artifact?
Whatever. I don't know. I just made it for you because you asked me to last week.
Yes, Margus. Yes, thank you. I recall vaguely. Thank you so much. Yes, we won't talk about us being here. I mean, I'm quite embarrassed by my little jaunts this way. Wouldn't like to spread it around the city now, would we?
Yeah, I'm not going to judge all of you. Don't judge me. You never saw me. I never saw you.
Is this guy higher ranking than us?
He's an armorer, so equivalent.
We won't kink shame here.
Yeah. Just getting some music and a massage, and anyway, enough said. It was a pleasure seeing you all.
Sir!
Yeah.
I request permission to set distraction fire!
Do you normally keep him on a leash, or how's that work?
No, it's we have a lot of debates in our organization. We don't really have an organization structure, to be honest. We're sort of we treat this little fist as a demographic. In fact, Sizzy's in charge. Sizzy, yes, you're mostly in charge, aren't you? Yes. Excuse me, I'm just going to go to the counter.
Yeah. Fire in your heart, sure, light it up. Fire, heart, Boros Legion forever. Hey, I'm out.
Hey, what?
Fire, yes, good.
Fire.
Yes.
Yeah.
He turns like kind of weirded out a little bit and turns and starts going up the stairs. So that was your role in the chart. The player's friend is a Boros craftsman and has finished a magic item for them that they didn't know that they needed. So yeah, you now have +2 quarterstaff. Okay. So the three of you, what are you doing?
So, what do we hear in this hallway now?
You can hear the sound of children giggling, and you can hear, the violin music stopped right before that Boros guy left the room. That's about all you really hear now. A conversation going on down the hallway. Sizzy and Stella Luce, roll me a perception check with advantage, please.
Okay. 24.
Okay. Sizzy, you recognize a very familiar and unwanted voice. You sounds awful lot like Jennings in the room right next to you guys.
God damn it! I go and I open the door.
Okay. You open the door and you see Jennings in there, like putting his clothes on, and Imp sitting on a bed.
Oh my. Hi.
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 What are you doing here? Did Boros Legion send you? Did you? Are we supposed to pick you up? Is that what we forgot to do?
I don't know. I'm supposed to meet someone here. They told me while I waited for them I could, partake. It's not as bad as I thought it was going to be,
Who are we supposed to meet? Who are you supposed to meet?
I don't know. Somebody from the Boros. Oh, please tell me it's not you.
Oh. We're supposed to be meeting someone down here.
I'm not supposed to be on a death mission. All right, listen, no more of this plants and ghosts and stuff. I'm done with you. I thought this was a very cut and dry secretarial kind of thing.
Listen, we don't want this.
You don't want this either, okay? What I
Yeah, I
have here.
certainly didn't want to see that, but you know, what's done's done, damage is done. I have to go burn my eyes because we're apparently starting a fire. Do you want to be inside the fire or outside of it watching it happen?
Starting a fire. Okay, let me grab my stuff.
In the background, I'm just like, fire!
She will do it. He will do it.
Yeah, your friend's just as crazy as you are. All right.
Yeah.
I'm ready to get out of here. We're supposed to find the some kind of weird light thingy, purpley light artifact thing. I don't know. I haven't seen it yet. I hear someone said something about a smoking room lighting thing. I don't know.
Smoking room lighting?
I haven't made it there yet. This is my first stop. Okay, I'm trying. I wanted to meet you.
Oh. Snooterson. Snoot.
Yep.
Do you know anything about a smoky lighting room or something?
Did one of the doors say that? No.
Hookah lounge.
Ah.
One of the doors does say
Hookah lounge! I point to it.
Ah, that suddenly sounds so much better in my head.
Solon. Now that you point to the sign and it cuts over to Solon. Solon, you do you want to do a strength check or athletics check?
Yeah, I think I already failed. It was an 8 or 18 with advantage. So it.
Well, we'll say you give it a good kick. It doesn't quite open, but you do hear the latch hit, and then it opens again, and you see. Let's see here. Let's do a roll. Oh, a natural 20. Okay, you see the witch open up the door and look at you. Look, you're not fooling anyone. Please, just leave me alone. You've already done enough. Just get on out of here. I know you're not that big thing. Don't matter.
And I turn around and just sprint back down with 90 feet per turn. Just I don't even take the time to drop the disguise self, so I come bursting down the door, the stairway, just like a 7.5-foot demon lord lookalike. And
okay, yeah, it's this huge, scary thing in a normal environment. People would be running and screaming for their lives. You run by the tiefling woman who just continues to eat her lunch, and the witch slams the door, and you run down the stairs, and you see the other three. You see Snooterson pointing at a sign above one of the doors. Poof.
Do we see
Everybody's
him
together.
coming?
Yes. Yeah, you hear a big demon thing marching down the stairs.
Oh no! It's a trap! They've sent somebody to kill us!
Although, when did you turn into a demon? I think you did that before you went upstairs, right?
yeah, just as I was leaving through the door, but
Oh, would we have seen this then?
you guys would probably see me at least shapeshift or my backside. You'd see that I at one point have hooves, and yeah, you probably wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, you knew it was him.
The contact would be.
Then I sort of calmed down, like, oh, it's you. Never mind.
I dropped the disguise.
Find anything useful?
Afraid not.
This place is weird. Should we check
Jules?
inside here? Jennings?
Yes? Person who's got to get me killed?
Oh, I hope so. I mean, no.
Oh, see, you cut deep. So deep. Sissy, yes.
My heart. Yeah. Let's go. You go first.
To where? What? Whoa,
Into the
no.
hookah room. Yeah.
I didn't pay for the hookah room. I paid for the puncture room.
And you're about to get punctured if you don't open the door to the hookah room.
Oh.
I give out an annoyed sigh and I just crack open the door and slip inside and slam it behind me.
Okay.
Again, I'm moving at like extremely fast speeds because expeditious retreat.
That's true. You still have expeditious retreat up. Okay. So yeah, you look agitated and you open the door. And as you open the door, Sizzy, Snooderson, and Stoluce, you see a bunch of smoke pour out, and you see a pulsating purple light coming from inside the room. Solon, you shut the door. Are you locking it?
If there's a lock, then yes.
Okay. So you hurry up and run in the room, and you lock the door, and you turn around and look, and you see that there is a wraparound couch. That the whole 15 foot of this room is the whole outer perimeter of it is a couch that wraps around. There's a very large table in the middle with what looks to be some kind of tobacco smoking device with a bunch of tubes coming out of it. And there seems to be 3 imps all sitting there in the smoky haze in the room, and they're all like lounged down. They're kind of talking to each other like you ever see Men in Black with the little alien dudes? They're all like, "Oh man, yeah, what are you doing?" I know. They look at you and they're like, "What are you doing?" Beside the smoking device, you see a sphere, a black sphere that keeps pulsating purple. What are you doing in that room? You didn't pay.
I just look at them and I rub a bit of fleece and I make my eyes just like shine extremely brightly for a second with almost like radiant light, almost angelic light, and I just say in Celestial, leave. Just try to confuse them at this point, actually, and I'm just walking towards the orb.
Okay, they're looking at each other. Hey, yeah. And they're kind of waving their hands at you. Come on! And they're waving you over with a mixture of I don't know if you know Fiendish, but a mixture of Fiendish and Common. They're just kind of come on in, yeah, have a seat, woo! And you're walking over towards them, and
yeah. And if possible, I'd like to use my action search to interact with the item.
Sure.
Okay.
I mean, you can interact with the item without.
I'd like to try and activate it.
Oh, you're gonna grab the.
Yeah, it's fit. Yeah.
Okay. So you reach down beside the hookah tobacco thing, and you grab this pulsating black sphere, and you try to turn it, twist it a little bit, and it opens up, and a ring around the middle of it opens up, and a very, very white tendril of smoke comes out of the sphere and starts to rise up in the air, and the imps get quiet. Ooh, yeah, and they're really into it. The smoke comes out of the sphere and up into your nostrils. The tendril, like spaghetti, it's like put a spaghetti noodle, just keeps going up into your nostril, and until it's gone. Till it's all gone, and then the sphere clicks back into place and is whole again. You feel pleasant. You feel accomplished. You feel very powerful. You feel as though there's a voice in your head saying, "Well done." Anything else you want to do?
I guess that's me for that round. I mean, I already did like the action search, second action, all the other things.
You get a feeling of accomplishment, and then the small voice saying, "Well done, well done."
I just sort of slump into the seat.
Okay. Snooderson, Sizzy, and Stoluce. Solon looked frustrated, opened up the door, and slammed it real quick, and then latched it. Jennings is like, look, he can do it. See? You don't have to put me in danger. See?
Coward. All right. I knock against the door. Solon?
Solon, you hear a knocking behind you?
Hello?
Yes?
What's up? Why'd you lock the door, man?
Oh, did I get turned around easily. I'm and my voice just sort of trails off.
Oh no, they've drugged him too. We gotta stop this. Can I try and bash my way through the door even though I'm really weak?
Sure. Yeah, you can. Yeah. I mean, it's just a normal
I'll help.
door. Okay. Sure.
Do you want to roll for it, or should I? How do we do
I mean,
this?
my strength is 0.
It's better than mine.
Okay.
You can either attack it or attempt to push it in. Or bash it in.
Should we shove it?
Okay, let's shove it.
Okay. Should we both roll?
Let's both roll and take
Okay.
what's the best one.
What's the roll? Is strength straight up?
Yeah, you can do either. Yeah, you can do athletics checks.
Ooh,
Both of you
athletics is way better. Oh no.
Okay, so the two goblins back up and scamper into the door, and you both kind of smack into it, and the door rattles a little bit, but doesn't budge. Sizzy, you bounce off of the door and back on your ass on the ground.
That wasn't good.
Door is much too strong to break through.
You know what?
Impossibly strong.
We shot off. Well, I shot off the lip of a goblin, so I think there can't be much worse that we can do. I'm gonna try to shoot the handle.
Okay. Jennings is like looking at you and still, Luce. Should we be concerned?
The Boros Legion likes to let people work on their own initiative. I'm sure no harm will come of any of this.
Okay, I'm gonna stand behind you.
No, don't stand behind me. I don't trust you.
All right. I'm gonna go over here by this doorway.
And he's gonna go over by the steps. Walk over by the steps.
Yeah,
And
that's good. As much
Sizzy pulls out her
distance as
gun.
possible,
Go ahead, Sizzy. You pull out your gun. Okay. Go ahead and take a shot at the door handle.
21.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you hit it square on. Go ahead and roll for damage. You do 8. You can do 8. You can do 9. Okay, so you
9.
You blast a hole in the door handle and it pops open a little bit. Smoke starts seeping out of the room.
I want to push it open or pull it open, whichever way it goes.
Okay. You open up the doorway and you see Solon standing there with a sphere in his hand, and the 3 imps sitting on this large couch, and they're all looking up at you. And because a little bit of light seeping in, they're like, no, shut the door.
I just sort of step in with my big goblin feet, and I'm just like pat, stepping in. Hey, did you find it?
What? Found?
Did you find it?
What? Who are you again? And I slump down into the chair, sofa, whichever thing is nearest. I go prone, so to speak.
Oh, okay. Okay, so just kind of plop down. And the imps are yelling at you, Sizzy. He's a lightweight. Take him out of here.
Yeah, he's a little. How big is Solon?
I'm 5 foot and a little bit, and I'm not very heavy. I mean, I'm 160, 170 pounds, armor and all. I'm quite lanky for a human.
I look at the imps and still I go, he's a little too big and too heavy for me, so I'm just not gonna bother with that. Do I see something that resembles a purple, light gold, whatever, anything that was
The
described?
sphere he's holding in his hand is black, but it's pulsating a very dim purple glow.
Oh. I'm gonna just sort of like take it from his hands.
I'd like to try and secret the sphere somewhere and replace the thing in my hand with a minor illusion, if at all possible. During this time, I'd probably try and hide it somewhere on my body.
Go ahead and make a sleight of hand check as you're trying to as you're going down, you're trying to put the orb away.
Oh.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Sizzy, you plainly see him try to pocket the orb and pull his hand back out empty, and then the orb reappears in his hand.
Yeah, let's just, good on you. Just keep holding on to that orb. I'm gonna go to his pocket and I'm pulling out the actual orb.
Okay. Yeah. So when she reaches to your pocket and grabs
I'm resisting, or at least trying.
Okay. Go ahead and I guess both of you make athletics checks. Solon, at this point you hear a voice in your head that says it's really not that big a deal. Really not
Oh my
that-
god!
Wow.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god!
Okay. So yeah, she pulls a little meek goblin hand over to grab it, and you come out with this limp noodle of a grasp. The smoke in here must really be messing with your senses, because you just feel it like gently slip away out of your hand.
Can I add to the scene by just not prestidigitating? What's the druid version? Druid crafting like the smell of a skunk in the room.
Sure, yeah.
Real
Yeah.
strong, you know, like.
Yeah, you make the room smell like a skunk, and the imps begin to protest.
Oh, what is that smell? Damn! Get him out of here! Yeah.
They think he just broke wind in their hookah room.
Oh, I'm standing outside. I'm just going to make it happen in the room. I don't want to smell it.
Yeah. No, you're good. You're in the clear. You're standing. You and Jennings are outside of the. Oh, and Snooderson, what are you doing? As you were standing outside.
I think I'm just like watching all of this unfold. Everything seems to be happening very quickly. So I'm just like, now! Yeah! Get him! Get the thing! Resist! Like, I don't know who to root for.
Yeah, they're both. I mean, you never worked with either of these people, so there's two people arguing over the thing that you're supposed to get. Okay. So Sizzy, you grab the sphere. You have it, and it's got a very very small pulse to it.
Okay.
Whereas before, it pretty much lit up this room when it pulsed before in a kind of cool ambient glowing thing, but now it's just a very dull purple pulse, and you have the artifact.
Why is it not doing the thing it did before? Is there anything in the room? Anything else like of significance that I might see?
Just a large coffee table and a large couch. And that's it. It's a very dark. There's no lights in this room. No candles, no nothing.
And the sphere, does it have any like markings or carvings or symbols or anything on it?
Nope. It's like almost like an onyx material, like an onyx sphere. Yeah, it doesn't have any seams on it. It's just a round, almost stone-like sphere. Probably like the weight of a shot put, and the feeling of a shot put.
Okay, I'm gonna step outside the room. I'm gonna hold it up to Stella Luce. Hey, I think this is what we were supposed to be looking. Wait, here's a sphere. I think this is what we're supposed to be looking for. Could you check and see? Is it normal? It was much more glowy before.
Can I do another Arcana check?
Sure. Go ahead and do it with advantage. Because thankfully with advantage.
I'm so glad you said that just before the roll came in.
So, yes. It's definitely. I mean, this is what you came for.
Seems magical to me. This is the thing. Let's get out of here before we cause any more damage, shall we? I'm just going to look at the door and just sort of go over and just mending.
Okay, you start casting mending, and the door starts. The handle that Sizzy just blew away starts to slowly reconstruct itself. Solon, you are on your butt, and you're getting up, and
Casting hold person on Jennings.
on Jennings.
Yes.
Okay,
Jennings is out by the stairs. Are you walking to the door and then casting hold on Jennings?
Oh, in that case, I'm expeditious retreating as close as I can get to him, and then casting that on him.
Okay. So you run out the door, and you see Jennings standing over by the stairway. And
Yes.
Okay. And what is that? Wisdom save?
Let me just.
Just give him a +1 mod. Just for shits and giggles. Okay, he fails.
And yeah, it's a 14 on my end. So.
Okay. So he's. What's going on? Jennings just kind of freezes in the doorway.
This should have gone much more smoothly, and I just grab him by the cuff and try to drag him a bit out of sight.
Oi! Can I try and intervene on this, or is it way too fast?
I mean, it's fast, but you can. You see, you don't really know what's going on when he casts the spell. You see Jennings just kind of. And then someone takes a hold of him. You trying to take him upstairs? Is that what you're doing, someone?
I look left and right, and I'm just looking for a place where I could duck out of sight, and possibly in this case out of mind, since they were all intent on leaving, having the mission completed. And I really do blame Jennings for not showing up at the right time and causing all of these problems to my and their mission, and I don't take this lightly.
Okay, so either you can take him upstairs or one of the adjacent rooms right by the stairs. You can take him back into the room he came out of, the puncture room. That's right by the
That sounds like a very good idea to me. So I'll probably do that. If the puncture room isn't behind one of my teammates?
No, yeah, they're right outside the hookah room. This one's right at the bottom of the stairs. So you can just grab them.
Then I do that.
Okay, so yeah, Sizzy, you see him just take a hold of Jennings and start dragging him. Jennings is a section.
I'd like to, well, I don't think I can catch up to him because he seemed fast. So, with the last bullet in my pistol, I'm going to shoot his leg, or try to, but I'm expending 1 grit point to make it a violent shot, which should add 1 point of damage die for the grit point that I'm expending.
Damn.
Okay.
13.
Does 13 hit someone?
I'm 16 armor class, so no, it misses.
Okay. So yeah, you shoot at him. Someone you see a chunk of the stone wall just.
Can I, just for special effects, can I just cast slow on everything? Just so this happens in slow-mo? It's got a ton of effects that happen, but yeah, I just want it for the slow-mo effect.
Just enough so everyone can register a really thin smile and the wink, and then the door shuts.
Yep, he takes Jennings into the room and shuts the door. Okay.
Okay. Oh no.
Yeah, it's probably both yours. Someone that's yours. Snooderson, are you doing anything as this weird turn of events happens?
So as soon as Incela Lucha's like, we have the magical item, let's go. I'm like, yeah, we did it. Let's go, team. And then Solon runs out of the room, and then Sizzy shoots at him, and I'm just like, why?
In slow-mo, so that's exactly right.
And I'm just like looking at in solution, I'm just like, wow.
Awesome. Okay. So I guess we'll click back to Solon. You get inside the room, and you feel your slowness slowly start to get back to normal speed, and Jennings is still frozen.
Okay, so I just slam him to the ground and pin him, and then I'd like to release hold person so everyone can hear him screaming.
Okay.
and then I just I presume I don't have my weapons on me at this point because I lost the glaive some time around tracing down the witch, and I just start ripping into his throat with my fingernails and at his eyes, and I'm just going for like a very brutal unarmed attempt to kill.
Okay. So you really take to Jennings, and he's, oh no! Everybody can hear him. No, please, no, why? And you start beating the crap out of him.
Pretty much. Had the guys, the cobblestones and everything.
Okay. Yeah, he is. He is just super frail to begin with, and yeah, he's got nothing. So, I guess instead, Luce, you, Sizzy, and Snooderson hear Jennings getting his ass beat inside the puncture room.
Instead of Luce has mixed feelings about this, but he really doesn't think he should let one of the Boros kill another member of the Boros. He's gonna look at. Obviously, Sizzy's made their stance very clear. Just gonna look to Snooterson and see what Snooterson is thinking.
I don't know either of these two people, but I don't think that there should be Boros on Boros violence. So I'm going to intervene in some way, probably just by jumping on Solon's back.
Okay. Well, for right now, he's locked in a room.
Oh.
He took him back into the room that Jennings came out of and shut the door.
Could I just have one free action out of my turn?
Just
one really good line. Just one really good line that I would be screaming at this point.
Yeah, if you want to say something.
Yeah, I'm just yelling, you useless excuse for a living creature. This is why your legion will falter. And I'm just like...
Okay, you're going at him. Okay. Snooderson?
So I'm just gonna look at Instalucha and be like, we have to do something.
Yes, quite right. Well, you get the door open and I'll do something.
Okay, I am going to summon a camel using Find Steed.
Sure. As anyone would at this moment. Absolutely. Okay. One hump or two, though. I mean, it's important.
One.
Okay.
And then I'm going to ride the camel through the door.
Okay. You know what? This is super. Yes, this should be happening. Okay. So you summon the camel. Let's say you summon it underneath you just for flavor.
Yeah, definitely.
It pushes you up. You are on the hump of the camel.
Yep.
Rear it up to kick in the door. Can you make some kind of funny camel check? Let's do animal. Yeah, let's do animal handling check.
Okay.
To see if you can.
I am proficient. I am proficient in animal handling.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's. So seeing the place that Sizzy shot the door handle out of earlier, you instruct your camel warrior to viciously camel punch the door handle.
Yeah.
The camel hooves? No, do they have? They don't have hooves. They have padded feet.
They have like cloven. Don't they have cloven? Oh, they do have feet. They have like they have camel toe.
Yeah. Okay? All right. So just to put in perspective, you have it camel toe punch the door, and the camel punches the door handle and it breaks. It's just a masterfully done punch. So when you are really going to town on Jennings, and you feel like his life slowly fading away, and the door flies open, and you see a majestic camel riding goblin standing in the doorway. You have movement left, Snooderson. That's about it.
I want to run into Salone with my camel.
Okay. Yeah. You run the camel in and just a few feet, and that's about your turn right there.
You know, as much as Instella Luce said that he would act as soon as the door opened, this method of opening the door does give him just a moment's hesitation as, you know, he just saw Sizzy shoot open one door and thought that seemed normal, but summoning a camel and just riding it through, that took him by surprise, but... I
only really have utility spells, so
I would like to cast Hold Person at level 3 and just freeze everyone in the room. Except for Snoop's.
Oh. Okay. Okay. So at higher levels, you can target one additional. Okay, so who do you want? Two people. Who do you want to free?
Both Solon and Jennings. I just want to freeze the fight.
Okay. 15 for Jennings. Does 15 pass or fail?
15 does pass. Yeah, so he's free.
It doesn't matter anyway. He's just laying there like.
I was gonna say, now he's just like stuck in this frozen person's embrace.
Yeah, Solon's on top of him. He can't get up anything. Barely got life in him.
And bonus action, healing word on Jennings. Just give him a little one.
You can't. If you use pulled person, the only thing, if you use a level 1 or higher spell, the only thing you can do is a cantrip.
Ah, okay, no problem. In that case, I will not.
Okay. I mean, yeah. He's hanging on. Okay, so Solon, you're hammering away at Jennings, and you feel him. He's almost dead. He's just laying there, barely breathing. His face is all mauled up, and he's like just kind of like trying to stop your fist, but it's essentially just getting punched his hand back into his face. He's got nothing, and he just you freeze, and he's just laying there, and he puts his hands down. Sizzy. What would you like to do? You see the camel, the camel knight roll in and bust through the door. You look through and you see Solon right above Jennings. Jennings is just almost unrecognizable. His Azorius clothing are covered in blood and his face is all bitched up. And you.
Thank you so much to Wild Engineer for the subscription. 4 months in a row, you may gift a reroll to a player of your choice. Which reminds me that Heavenly, you still have a reroll.
I know, I haven't needed to use it because my camel punch was just so effective. That was when I was going to use it, and it was going to be so epic, and then...
There might be more camel valiant actions.
We'll see what my camel's name is Michael, obviously. It's Michael, my magical camel.
Oh my god.
So yeah, it says you see Instella Luce do some hand movements next to you, and Solon freeze over top of Jennings' body with blood just kind of coming off of his hands, dripping off of his hands.
Okay. I'm not happy about this. So first off, I'm gonna pull out my blunderbuss and being 15 feet away from Solon, I'm gonna aim at him and be like, hey, that might be an idiot, but that's our idiot, and you don't kill another idiot of your order. And I shoot him with the blunderbuss, putting in a grit shot, a grit point to make it a dazing shot. So he needs to make a Constitution save. Oh, but wait. 27. That makes it.
You don't kill people from the order.
And now I kill you.
I'm also really pissed, so this is Fury of the Small, so +5 to that damage to make it 17. And I don't know if it's a bonus action or what to reload.
Yeah, normal reloading is a bonus action unless that class says differently. I'd never read the gunslinger class.
So if it's, I don't know, like I didn't read anything, I didn't catch anything for reloading.
Reloading costs an action unless you have the lightning reload, which I believe is available at level 7. That is just from memory though, otherwise reloading is just like a crossbow where you have to take an action to reload it.
Okay. So fun thing. Would I be able to use my action surge to reload, then use the part of my first action to use my second attack and shoot him again? Because I have 2 attacks.
Yes. Yeah, I'd say you can use your action to reload. If you're paralyzed, do you only have disadvantage on dex saves, or is it all saves? I think it's only dex saves, so I think he passes that.
Wait,
paralyzed. I'm trying to figure out if he passes his con save. I think.
Oh,
Yeah, I
You're
think
right.
it shouldn't cancel out his con save, but and it doesn't matter because you got 227s. But if he is prone, you do have disadvantage on ranged attacks.
Oh.
Just
he's
prone.
not prone. He's over top of Jennings. Jennings is prone.
I thought they were both on the floor.
No, I wouldn't. But he's like looming over him. I don't think he's not prone. He's not on the floor. He's just
Okay.
like, unless he. I mean, he didn't save.
No,
it.
I did say I pinned him to the ground with my legs and stuff, and then just browbeat him, so he's laying flat out, and I'm on my knees essentially.
Okay. Yeah.
So, I guess.
Okay, so he passes the con save. You use your action surge to reload, and then you attack again.
Okay. So I think I can only use 1 grip point or 1 trick shot per attack.
Is it per
So
attack?
for this one, I'm going to use the violent shot again to make more damage happen.
Okay.
Because I don't want this to happen in any other way. 24.
I'm gonna guess that hits.
Yeah.
So forget the 8 because that's for the natural 20. That's 13 plus 1 more point of 1 more damage die. Oh my god. 21.
Okay.
How is Solon looking?
Half of the back of my head is missing, and I don't know. I'm being held. So do I slump over, essentially dying, or how does that work? I'm at 7, and this was 21 points of damage, so I'm at minus 14.
Oh god.
Okay.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
There's so much murder. I don't know.
Oh hi!
Okay.
Welcome, raiders, to our murder death scene.
Okay. So you take the blunderbuss and with lightning speed reload again, and your second shot just blows off the back of Solon's head. Oh man. You say you're at minus 14, Solon? Okay.
Yeah.
So just
6,000. So
his hair, scalp, part of his skull just hits the wall. I guess at that point you'd still be held in place magically, but like you go limp. So like his aggressive look just kind of sags, and he goes limp. His eyes shut, but he's held in place because of Del Luce's spell. But yeah, he just looms over the body. You guys are essentially out of combat.
Well,
What?
I let go of hold person and just start curing wounds and healing
Just
wounds.
crying.
And
Jennings is crying. Get him off me. Get him off me.
as much as Jennings is crying and stuff, he's speaking. So my first action will be to cure wounds and stabilize Solon, if possible.
Okay, sure. You go up and cure wounds. Solon, you come back to life, and barely. You're, you feel a little bit out as your head starts to seal back up.
I was minus 14. Does this even get me up? I'm just asking.
Yeah, it doesn't hold negatives when you die.
Okay. I'm sorry. I was reliving 3.5.
I'll use lay on hands to cure Jennings.
Okay. Yeah, you go to cure Jennings, and he's still underneath Solon and still very much hurt. But
I'll give him 10 hit points.
what would you guys like to do? So when you kind of come back and snap
out of it. A little bit of a reset to your head.
We did it!
Yay!
Now, look, why don't we, for the best of all us, why don't we just forget what happened here, go back to the Legion together with our prize, and earn a reward, and then we'll all be laughing about it in the pub later as we wait for everything to blow over.
But we're taking Jennings with us.
Yes, we'll take Jennings with us, yes.
And what about this guy?
Well, if you finished shooting him, maybe he would also like to repent, and we can, we're all Boros at the end of the day, right? Right.
I as my eyes start to sort of focus, I just blink twice and what's going on? And there's blood on my head. What happened? Why am I on the floor?
You attacked someone, and I shot you in the head.
What?
It was quite brutal. I was watching. It was very brutal.
I do not recall. I remember finding the sphere and taking hold of it, and then it's blank. What? Who did I attack? Was it one of you? And I'm looking at the three of you. I'm not looking at Jennings.
Who's the most useless one? Helpless. Sorry.
Good. So this means not only have we retrieved the artifact, we've also given it a little test run and seen what it does. How about we put it in a handkerchief or something so none of us have to touch it?
Oh. Could I see it? I don't even recall the artifact, as it were.
Probably best not to.
Yes,
have the best,
I don't disagree.
after effect afterwards. Probably best to get you back to a healer, maybe a head doctor.
Quite. Thank you, friend. And I extend my hand to be helped up.
Yes, I helped him up as he helped me up earlier. Yes. Well, good. We're all friends at the end of the day, right, Sizzy?
Yeah.
Right, Snooterson?
Yeah!
Excellent, right, Jennings?
Yeah.
I help him up, by the way. If he's still on the ground, I help him up.
Okay, you help him up, and you see his his missing teeth, and his face is all swollen, and yeah.
I'll just throw a healing word his way.
Thanks, big guy.
Hey, Jennings.
Yeah.
You just survived an adventure.
I hate your adventures.
Attaboy. And I sort of do this to him, but gently. Gently. It was just kind of like an attaboy.
He still milks it. He's a sissy.
Right, back to the Legion, hand in the item, and then I could definitely use a drink.
Okay.
I just casually, as we're leaving, take a tooth out of my knuckle and give it back to Jennings. This is yours, yes? And I turn around and follow.
Wonder if this place has a dentist. Thank you. He takes his tooth back and puts it in his lapel. Okay, so everyone makes the mission a success. Everyone makes their way back to Legion headquarters, and after you get back, you report all is well, as long as you guys keep your stories. As long as no one's like, he's get back there and start squabbling amongst yourselves. But all is well, and you all part your ways. You go to your individual assignments. So Luce's going for a drink. Everybody's doing their own thing, and Solon, you also, as you're going back to your home, you get a pat on the back, not a physical pat on the back, but you get that reassuring voice in your head. It says, "Well done. Now, your job really begins."
Everything for the Shadow Master.
And that's where to end today's session.
What?
Perhaps I should have let Sissy shoot him. Never mind. I don't know that. I'm enjoying a nice quiet pint.
Oh, cheers.
Oh boy. Oh boy, what a game. What a game. You guys.
What twists?
Oh. Yes,
I feel slightly bamboozled.
I mean, your mission's complete.
Yeah, we did it.
Figure out that it's already.
We did it. We solved the pleasure house puzzle.
The pleasure house puzzle. Sounds like a kinky show. So, yes, camels and all, victorious you are.
I mean, that's got to be the quote we take forward as a raid cry, isn't it? Where was it? The camel toe punches the door and it breaks open.
Yeah.
Maybe just camel punch.
Well, the camel toe punch of justice. I mean, you are
Oh.
Camel toe punch of justice.
Yeah, that's-
Yes.
Oh God.
That's the raid cry.
It invokes so many questions.
It does. The camel toe punch of justice. There we go. That'll be the raid cry for when we raid in a short while. Copy and paste it, everyone. Copy and paste it, and I'm going to be extra careful about who I raid today. Why don't we go around? Let's talk about our favourite parts, where we can find each other online, and all the wonderful things that we get up to. I can't remember which way around you went, Kyle. Can you remember? I remember I was last. So we'll do me last again. I think Nairi was next, right?
Oh, Nairi was second to last.
Yeah, reverse order, so Nairi. Yeah.
Okay, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so hi, I'm Nairi. Or at Malakatra on Twitter if you want to find me there. I play on a different channel called Natural Ruckus on Fridays and Mondays with alternating games, so you should go check that out if you like. We also have a Twitter for that, at Natural Ruckus. And aside from that, I also have an art Twitter you can find me on, RS Doodle. So yeah, that's me. Yeah.
Fantastic. If you want to put your links in the chat, I'll put your Twitter in. If you want to put your other links in, please feel free to. I think I can't remember what order we went in. Let's just go that way around the screen. We'll go to Mythic Orange next. Oh hi.
Hi, I'm Mythic Orange on Twitter, and I just really honestly hope everyone's going to be seeing a bit or a lot more of me in the coming months. This has been a blast for the second time. Thank you, Scraticus, for making all of this happen. It's quite a unique experience. Thank you, Kyle, for running this wonderful adventure. I hope I'll be able to come back to Ravnica at one point under your guidance. This was amazing fun. And thanks to the other two teammates. You've been wonderful. Awesome goblins for the Boros Legion, I just have to say. This was quite a unique experience.
Awesome. And what was your favourite part? Where can we find you online?
My favorite part overall was... I'm not quite sure. There were quite a lot of good parts. I really liked the sudden exit of the witch. She was just like, no, I've had enough. I'm leaving. You people are insane, which is funny because, Boros versus Ragdas. It was hilarious. And yeah, I'm just on Twitter. I'm not that present online yet.
Awesome. That's cool. Awesome. Well, thank you for coming along to play today.
Thank you for this opportunity.
Next around, we have Tis Aliens Heavenly. Tis Aliens Heavenly. Oh, hi.
Hello. My favorite part had to be the twist, where everything just got so wild. Well, first there was the one twist, which was that we had essentially just beat up a massage therapist. And then there was the second twist, and so it was just like twist, 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 twist. At some point I was just like, what is happening? Oh my gosh. But it was so much fun. I really love Magic the Gathering. I first learned how to play because I had a crush on my babysitter's girlfriend. And I thought that if I learned how to play Magic the Gathering, she wouldn't have to play with him. She could play with me. And that's just really kind of been my relationship with it ever since. So when Scraticus, when you told me like, yeah, we have this Magic the Gathering setting open, I was like, that's the setting I want to play in. So excited to be here. And Kyle, you were such a fantastic DM. Thank you so much. It was just so great. Yeah.
I hope it did your memories of your babysitter's girlfriend well.
I only collected the cards that had the pretty ladies on them or the super scary monsters. So my deck made no sense. It was not cohesive at all.
That kind of sounds on brand, though, to be fair.
You can find me on Twitter at @Tiz_aliens or at Monster Crushing, which is a podcast that I host with a friend of mine. And then you can also find me every Monday on the Greyhack channel at 1 p.m. Eastern for The Orchard, which is a Fey-wild, grimdark adventure, which I constantly ruin with my inappropriate jokes.
On brand again! On brand again! Sorry, Kyle, you last. And also, yeah, you last. Oh, hi!
Hi. Holy shit, that was a blast. So, yes, thanks, players. You guys, I mean, it's always an awesome time, but you guys, oh, wow, made it horrendously wonderful. So, yes, Sir Stalwart on the internet, on Twitter and Twitch. And I'm here every Wednesday for this series. I love it. Love the setting. Love Ravnica, and always, yeah, the players. That's what makes it fucking fun. I just set the setting, and you guys made it awesome. So yeah, favorite part. It's hard to tell. Although I think I laughed the hardest with the camel, the Valiant Camel Rescue. Yeah. So camel toe punch for life. And of Justice. Sorry, I forgot of Justice. Yeah, had a great time. As far as finding me on the internet, like I said, I'm here every Wednesday. I do Ravnica campaign on my channel Tuesdays at this time, and Sunday nights, and do some other stuff the other few days a week. I stream, and I have a Discord community as well. We do games like this. Although Scrat's community, 100% been loving this since day one that I joined. It's very inclusive. I have links to here on my channel, and will always talk up how wonderful a time anyone who ever comes here has. So yeah, thanks again, Scrat, for letting me hang out, and have a great time. Appreciate it.
Thank you for a wonderful game. I have to know, between the two of you, the whole Shadow Master thing, was this like a plot twist from the beginning? Did you prearrange this? Did this happen on the fly? Like, that was an amazing plot twist. Where did that come from?
I absolutely did not volunteer to be the inside man to backstab the party at the end. I absolutely did not volunteer.
Because Kyle, you genuinely looked so surprised. Amazing.
Yeah, there were no Demir agents involved in this at all. It was
none.
Just coincidental. Yeah.
I am bamboozled and flabbergasted. Well done, you two. Well done. Oh, hi everyone. That just leaves me. Today we are going to go and pay our raid to Madame Gandalf. She is one of the many people online that will appreciate our raid cry, and she will answer with an amazing raid video, which is very worth sticking around to watch. She does a full song and dance, quite literally, in response. But this is me. My favorite part, I think, was the moment that I realized I'd spent about 4 spell slots trying to break out of a massage therapy center, and they were actually just running away. Yeah, that was a moment. That was definitely a moment. I think I internalized it mostly, but I was literally just like, I've just spent so many spell slots trying to get out of this damn bubble bath. Whoops. Next. Me. This is my channel. Welcome. Here are my social links. Check out our Discord, our Twitter, and our YouTube. YouTube, this video will be online before next week's session, where we'll invite another 2 new players to come and play. Discord and Twitter. Discord, you can come and be part of the community. It's a fantastic place to come and learn about TTRPGs. Just be part of the community in general. It's massively inclusive, it's massively friendly, and it's really safe. So we moderate everything really heavy in this neck of the woods, and it's a nice place to be. Twitter, send me a DM and you can be in this game. We still have spaces before the end of March, so send me a DM and I'll get you a game. I think February is pretty much full, but we do have spaces before the end of March, so send me a DM, we'll get you in. We've still got at least 4 open sessions, I think. Possibly. Also, we have a Patreon. You can support us on Patreon for as little as $1 a month, and every dollar is greatly appreciated. We just had a new article go up today, so head over and check that out. Merch, get a crest on your chest over at Redbubble. We also have sponsors in Bird in the Storm Publishing, who created the Clearing Midnight Wield, which is currently available on YouTube, and Mage Hand Press, who created the Dark Matter Alpha, a sci-fi expansion for D&D 5e, which we play on Thursdays at 10 PM. Completely legitimate business. We also have some panels. Check out Arasavad.com, check out Ruink.com, and check out TabletopLoot.com. If you want accessories, dice, or maps and cartography, you can get a 10 to 15% discount with my codes, which are listed in the panels below the stream. Yeah, I think that's everything from me. Thank you so much for coming along on this crazy little ride. We'll be back in 2 hours with some Cypher system, the Cypher seminars, and this week we are doing werewolves and vampires, which I've not done in Cypher before, and I have absolutely nothing planned, and it's going to be great. This is going to be one of those classic scrap, let's see what happens sessions. But until next time, everyone, keep on evoking emotions, and we'll see you in a few hours. Bye!